Yeah. Yeah. Let me fix this little boy tablet. I ain't got none of the alcohol or nothing for it. So to figure it out. Shit. That boy done had this iPad for about five minutes and he already. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get a white real quick.
Yeah, hi. You owe me a last pay. I don't expect a standing ovation, but at least maybe like a thank you.
And then you're fucking eating shit and laughing his ass off.
But you shouldn't have missed it.
Yeah. There's a dinosaur in my chair. That's what was poking me in the butt. Oh. Yeah, man, had to go. You know, since old girl said I needed a retwist, you feel me? I had went on ahead to get done up today. You know. Since Shawty said I need a retwist. Nah, I been had my appointment scheduled. I had to go get that taken care of today, get the kids they little haircuts. Shawty that old girl that I made that video about, she said she wanted to join the live today so we could chop it up. We gonna see if she pull up. I told her I'll be on by 7, 8. Whether she show up is to be determined. Cause she was responding in my comments, but I told her I was like, look, man, I don't wanna go back and forth. I figured it could be a good conversation for a live. So we gonna bring Lock up so she can go. I told her to come on to the live so we can chop it up. I think it would be a better conversation versus making video after video.
Hello.
What's good, family?
What's up? What's up? I like your hair now. Look at him. Can't tell him nothing.
Oh, girl told me I had to get a retwist, so
This nigga here.
taking on DMV women was wrong. I ain't say nothing about DMV women. Did I?
I don't remember. I don't recall. I know we was talking about.
I be talking about New York women.
Yeah, I was about to say that. We talk about New York women be tough.
I talk about Atlanta women. I ain't even talking about no DMV women.
Oh, they might be talking about Shorty that with the dress on. Ain't she? Where's she from again?
The dress. Yeah,
the one I sent you the video of where she in the pop the balloon thing.
Yeah, I said New York women in that video though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe is she from the DMV?
Nah, she from Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what he talking about.
Okay. Oh, he's talking about the Keith Lee, the girl that was criticizing Keith Lee. That girl, homegirl.
Yeah, I'm talking about. But I ain't saying nothing about the women.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Tap the screen, y'all. Come on, tap the screen.
Hey, I only got 10 people in there, bitch. Where everybody at?
Well, I just sent out a bunch of shares to our normal people that come in. So
well, it is Friday. It is a holiday weekend. I guess everybody on the road about to go head out.
Oh, snap. Hold on. I forgot to send what you call it. Let me send her one too.
Julesy. Oh, that's the girl, right? That's the first time I ever seen her. And then I kind of went to her page. I was like, what the hell this girl be talking about? Labor Day festivities. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Hey, like y'all doing nothing for Labor. Oh, it is payday weekend, so maybe niggas is doing something.
Oh, that's right. I
Labor Day, mother got paid. Yeah.
had to look at my bank account just when you said that. I was like, wait.
Man, they had dropped my deposit. I'm looking for my VA check. I'm like, where my money at? Man, it's been about that shit was in my other bank account. Cause I don't know, they changed my direct deposit or something. Cause I have my school check going to USA, and I have my disability going to goddamn my Navy Fed account. They sent all my money to USA. I just seen my little work check. I was like, what the fuck? I had to check my app, my VA app. Like, where's my money? But they had changed it because they was like people was getting scammed or something. So they was like, all your money got to go to one bank account. So
Oh, okay. I mean, at least they thinking about you, I guess.
I guess. Well, they could have told me they changed all my bank accounts. Shit. Who is Vance? Who are you, Vance?
Are you a person?
I don't know. State your peace. State your peace before I let you up.
We gotta know if you a real person, because if you not, then we not gonna let you up. So you gotta say something in the chat first.
What's good, Angela? Yeah, I said, nigga, you need to say more than yo. I don't know what the hell yo is. Where's my iPad? Because I need to let old girl know I'm live. Because she's supposed to come through. At least she said.
Okay, y'all, tap the screen, please, so we can at least get up to like a decent amount of likes, you know, so it'll stay on the For You page before we bring in our special guests.
Not a special guest.
I don't know what to call her, so that's why I called it that.
I mean, that's if she pull up. You know how the nurses be.
Not too much on nursing.
Hey, man.
No, I'm a nurse. Stop it. I'm head nurse at that, so not too much on us.
You know how them nurses get down.
Thank you, sir, for the compliment.
I had a cute little baby. Hold on, let me let her know.
Oh, okay. He said he want to tell you he appreciate the advice in the DMs. He couldn't respond.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
Not that kind of head nurse, sir. As in, like, I'm over the nurses. I have people that work under me.
Yo, Benny, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's good, bro?
Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate the advice in the DM. I like your message, but I couldn't respond to it because I hit the message limit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that even works. But you have Instagram, right? Can I hit you up on there? Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, man. I didn't ghost you or anything like I didn't cold feed or anything. It just it won't let me respond anymore. So.
Oh no, it's all good. The IT kid, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm studying. Yeah, yes, sir. Well, I wouldn't say IT yet. I'm not in the field yet, but I'm working on it though. I'm working on it.
That's what you in school for, right?
Well, I'm doing computer science and physics, and I'm in the data. I want to get in the data engineering field. So, I mean, I guess IT that's IT too, right? So.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. Hey, man, like I said, you in the right field that's gonna make the money. So, hey, you gotta lock in, bro. Keep your head down, and you be straight, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's crunch time right now. You know, we got our senior projects going on and all that, and I'm taking a bunch of, for seniors at my school, we take a bunch of special topics classes. So I'm doing stuff like AI and database design and all that stuff. So it's crunch time for real right now. So I'm locked in. And we locked in till May, so we walk across that stage. But yeah, man, I just wanted to tell you, man, I appreciate it, and I'll hit you up on the IG in the next couple of days or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Just let you know, I didn't get cold feet or anything. It's just TikTok, they got, I don't know what they got going on, but I just want to come in. I got to study. So, I'm finna head out, but I saw you was live. Just wanted to, say what's up, tell you what happened. But yeah, man, I'm finna hop out though, man. Y'all have a good rest of your night. And you too as well, Ms. Rockstar. You have a good night.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night.
Be easy, big dog.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go get fresh. Had Dusty's trying to call me out, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go get fresh. Well, I let her know. I give her till about 8 o'clock. Oh, she said give her like 10 minutes. She'll be through. Cause we gonna talk about her video that I made about men asking women what are they going to bring to the table.
I'm trying to find D. She always be up in here, so I'm surprised she ain't up in here yet.
She said she got Labor Day things to be
But she always
She came in a little late last time.
there you go. I just sent it to her.
I'm like I said, I'm gonna start posting the lives because people do be coming in late. I'm gonna start posting them on the on the YouTube so people can just go back and watch them and shit like that. I ain't really got nothing going on the YouTube, so I figured I'd just start posting my lives on there so that people can, that miss parts or whatever, can go back and watch. Like if you came yesterday and you missed old girl getting clown, then I had to go rewatch that. I said, damn, that was funny.
Yeah, and the link to the YouTube is in his bio, so all you gotta do is just click on it.
There ain't nothing going on till Sunday night. Hey man, it's payday, so everybody out now.
I mean, ain't nothing good. Well, Call of Duty beta test start this weekend. I know that.
It did, and I did not download it.
That I do know, cause my sons, of course.
Damn.
And then Bash in Berlin is tomorrow, so if you go live, I can't help you.
What is that?
Wrestling.
Like WWE?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a boy mom for real.
I ain't watching no wrestling since I was like, I think the last, probably like 2008 was the last time. I think Batista was still wrestling.
Oh yeah, he retired. Yeah, retired. The Rock came back. Oh God.
John Cena, he
just retired. He just retired. Like last month, he retired. He finally retired.
Yeah, they they got a lot. I say the ladies wrestling is a little bit better now than it used to be.
Bruh, who you telling?
Ladies be doing their thing now.
Bruh, them ladies, they got this one chick. She be picking up men like it's nothing. Her name Rhea Ripley. She be picking up them big men like they freaking babies.
That's that like white girl with the black hair.
Yeah, the one that's very gothic looking.
Yeah.
She be, man. I be like, oh man.
Yeah, I ain't watching no wrestling in forever. Man, shot me up, shit.
Yeah, I think he's having his farewell tour. Yeah, I think so. Cause I know he's really not competing as much, and I think they gonna focus now on Randy more.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, he got a fight tonight tomorrow night.
Randy Orton old as hell.
I know.
What the dude with the Rock cousin or something? What's his name?
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I thought he was like.
Okay, so he just came back because he been on a hiatus for a minute because Cody Rhodes finally beat him last year at WrestleMania. Yeah, at WrestleMania he finally won and beat him. So he been on like this hiatus, and now he's coming back.
I almost overtook John Cannon for subs. What?
Who?
Oh, he said something about I almost overtook John Cannon for subs.
Who's John Cannon?
John, dark skinned dude.
Oh,
I don't know what he's talking about though.
how? I don't know, but now it's Roman against Solo and the other cousins in them, and then what's his name? And now Roman is about to team up with Jay Uso and his brother.
But that nah, but John got 2 pages though. His backup page got 117. His main page got 197. So all in all, he got almost 300,000 followers. I need to make a backup page, but I'm just too lazy, man. I'm too lazy to make a backup page, but I guess I need to.
I can't do I can't do another. I can't make another page. I told myself after this, if this one get in trouble again, I'm not making no more pages. Bump that. I don't care.
Well, I'm pretty good with the without getting. I've been on my best behavior lately. I ain't really got too much trouble.
Yes, we are so proud of you, baby.
Since I have a moderator now, I haven't had no problems.
Cause I be trying to save you. Cause I don't want you to be getting bananaed again. That joke was so messed up.
We've been pretty good so far. Dang, she gotta get ready or something. Good Lord, girl.
Maybe she putting on makeup.
I said I ain't got that kind of clout now. God damn.
Well, do she got a big following?
She got like 63.
You said I'm sick of you, bitch. No, you don't understand. I'm always in his always.
Nah, we ain't I ain't
Hello.
It ain't gonna be no beef. She cause I asked her, cause she came, but she was in my comments.
Mm-hmm.
She did delete some, cause that's why I was like, I said before I go in, I said just pull up on the live, and we can actually have a conversation. That way, things don't get misconstrued. Cause I wanted to talk about this topic anyway.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
I mean, between you and Cardell, I don't know who's worse at this point.
Who?
Cardell, this other dude that I'm in the mod with, and I'm just like, Cardell, he be getting on them females worse than you. That's why when females be coming at you, I'm like, y'all don't give that same energy to Cardell. He is worse.
I don't even know who that is.
I started to let you come in his live yesterday because he was talking about Cam Newton and how he want to get married, and why is it not okay for him to get married because he got 8 kids, but women expect men supposed to marry them because they got all them kids. And I was like, okay, this is going left. I can't save this.
I mean, it's a difference though, because women come into relationships looking for a man to provide for them, so they don't care about somebody like another woman's kids, because y'all think y'all gonna take the bitch spot anyway. Dudes, however, it's a little different, but overall, I mean, I don't see why. I mean, if he want to be married with kids, that's cool, but find you a woman that got kids too. But then again, like I said, he got the money, so it really don't matter.
No, you're right. It don't matter. I mean, if he want to do it, my only thing, like I said, it's funny how Jasmine was like preaching, oh, I can never be a baby mama, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da. He claimed me. That man ain't said he claimed you not one time in that interview. He said my baby mamas. He didn't say my baby mamas and my girlfriend. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, she a goofy, man. She a goofy. It is what it is.
Somebody said, what's the topic for today? Right now, it's just...
Well, I'm waiting for old Shawty to come through. I was gonna talk about the video that I made about that light skinned chick
Yeah.
that was saying that like rich men with money don't ask women what they have, like what they bringing to the table or whatever.
That's a lie. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I know it is. I just be wanting to know like why is that such a triggering topic for women? Like why does that infuriate women so bad when dudes like say that? Like what's the issue with that? Appreciate that. It was woo, that's a name there, boy. Cheyenne. She boy. I tried. See, but that's how you get the long luscious locks, bro. Them dudes be going to get retwist every month, every other month, and then that's how they get them thin ass boneless locks and be going bald and shit. You gotta let your hair grow, man.
I need to retwist myself, but I'm waiting because, like you said, I don't want my stuff to thin out.
I think y'all hair is a little more durable, but still, like, dude, because even my loctician, she was like, "Dang, your hair be growing fast." I'm like, "Cause I don't mess with it." Shit, I'm probably I'm gonna have to get my. That's why I just got the 2 strands, because I'm gonna go back. I got to go back in November, the end of November, to get it redone for my birthday / anniversary / retreat to Mexico. So I might have to get it like a
style.
Yeah, be in that water and shit.
Be careful with that.
Yeah. So I be trying to tell them, like, you gotta leave your hair long, man. Stop going to run and get a retwist every day. You got dudes that go and get a retwist every time they see some fuzz up there. They run to get a retwist.
Nah, but women, it do it like that with their edges. Like women, my loctician, she told me, she was like, don't retwist too much, because she had a girl that used to come all the time, and her hair, like her edges, all of that started to thin out.
Yeah. You gotta let that new growth come through.
Then my hair grow fast, so I already know when she see me next month, like in the middle of the month, she gonna be like, "God damn, Star." I'm like, "What?"
God damn. You must be washing her ass and putting makeup on or some shit.
I'm telling you.
It's not that serious. This is not a.
It's not an interview.
Right.
But no. But yeah, that's what he was talking about. And to answer your question, yeah, Chrissy J, yeah, she be talking about people baby mamas, but yet she end up becoming one. So how about that? You basically spoke it into existence when you think about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, the chicks that's running up behind them type of dudes, I mean, they can't be upset because they looking for something, he looking for something, they find each other, it is what it is. My thing is, again, like, I guess people always get so caught up when I be talking about, like, I use topics to talk to, like, bigger issues. People be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, like the whole fucking, the shit I got all the hood dudes up. Every time I get on hood dudes, they get their feelings like women. Every time. The whole the shit with Sue in the saying, talking about corny and square or whatever. I'm like, y'all really being disingenuous. Them dudes are being disingenuous as hell about that conversation. Talking about, that's not what he mean. He just saying that street dudes think, if you're not in the streets, then you a square. Like, square means good. Please, can anybody correct me? Maybe that's a New York thing. It must be a New York thing, because most of the dudes that was getting in their feelings was from New York. Because the streets that I come from, back in Louisiana, square mean lame. Square mean corny. As long as I've been an adult, square means corny, lame, buddy. So I'm confused that all of a sudden square as a street dude mean, nah, bro, that just mean you ain't out here in the street. I'm like, y'all full of shit. Y'all full of shit because every dude that's just been wrecked, that if you've grown up in the hood and you've walked past or dealt with like hood chicks and you was a Poindexter, like Poindexter, I played with Pokemon cards and and drew Dragon Ball Z pictures. I got called square, buddy, lame, corny, childish. So, and all that shit meant the same thing. So I'm like, when did the shift happen? Maybe I could be wrong, but I ain't never heard of square meme. Now I heard street dudes say, "Oh, he a civilian" or something like that, to say like he ain't in the street. I ain't never heard of a dude be like, "Oh yeah, he's square, bro." I'm like, because if a dude walked up to you and like, "Oh, square ass nigga," you're not like, let's be honest, like, come on, bro. Oh, square ass little boy. That don't, like, you're not gonna sit here and say square does not mean, is not an insulting word. So I'm like, y'all full of shit, bro. Because my thing is, when that's how I know he was talking out both sides of his neck. Because he kept dodging the question when Ish kept asking him, well, what do you define? What is your definition of a real dude or whatever? And he kept avoiding that question, because if he answered that question, he was gonna say a dude in the streets, which would nullify his, like, he kept avoiding the question. So I'm like, now all of a sudden square means you just don't do street activity. Then it's like, well, you can't be a football player. Deshaun Jackson is a well-known dude that's in the streets. He is well known to be certified. DeMar DeRozan, Westbrook. These dudes are known to be Marshawn Lynch. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You just got then some dude tagged me in an interview. Sue was talking to another dude about how he got popped. He had to drive himself to the hospital, and that's how he know that he a real one, because if the other dude would have got popped like him, he wouldn't have made it, because he ain't built like that. It's like, what? You literally gonna blame, so you gonna put your realness based off the fact that the medical personnel saved your life? Oh my God, bro. But yeah, that's that. But every time I start poking holes in them little hood dudes, man, and they logic, they getting their feelings, boy. Then when he couldn't answer Ish's question and Ish got him, then he was like, well, everybody don't have the same opportunity. Yes, you do, nigga. Like, man, the same way them football players got it out the mud, or them basketball players, or whoever, the same way they get it out the mud, you could have did this. If you put that effort and energy that you did running the streets, banging, scamming, finessing, and doing all that, if you would have turned that and put it into slanging into something constructive, you would have had your opportunity. Like, bro, plenty of us grew up in them environments. I grew up in that environment, but nothing about that street life interested. It was interesting to me. Like, I wasn't a goofy. Like, you had a choice and an opportunity just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. But it's easier to be a street dude than to be a squared away person and go out here and make somebody else. So if it's easy to be in them streets, sit on the corner all day and mess with people, you know what I'm saying? Hit their pockets and run, just do stupid shit. That's easy. But they make it seem like it's just so real. So, like, if you wanted to go do something, go join the infantry. You want to go pop people and run the street, go join the infantry. You get paid to go overseas and do whatever you want to. Go join a recon unit or something. But they ain't going to do that, though. Because that fight for the white man army. Oh.
Sorry, Betty.
Huh?
I said sorry. Me and this young lady in your chat are having a conversation because she was saying about to the table, a man asking, and I'll explain to her my husband asked me that what did I bring to the table, vice versa, what he brought. And I asked him the same question. It all depends. Let's say if your person is asking you that because if you're not on the same level, that's a way of them saying that, okay, well, I'm at this level, I can help you get to that level, and vice versa. Not all men that ask that are red pill men.
I don't even think that's a real person.
Oh, I don't know.
Who this is? Oh, here she go right here.
I'll mute.
Oh no, you good for now. You know, we gotta get her in, get ready. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Your name Michaela?
Yeah.
How you doing, Michaela? How you doing? Welcome to the show, I guess.
Thank you.
Nah, I figured it'd be better to just actually have a conversation about it because it was a topic I was gonna talk about anyway. Versus just things getting misconstrued in comments and videos and stuff like that. I figured it'd just be better to have an actual conversation about it. But I appreciate you coming up. So no, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. Cool. All right. So of course, as everybody know, I stitched her video. She was talking about how rich men or men with money don't ask women what are they bringing to the table. I guess my starting question to you is, what is so offensive in your opinion, or why do you take that question in such a negative light and associating that question with men who don't have?
I mean, I'm not offended by it. I just don't prefer to be with anyone who, because my thing is like, it's weird to automatically ask somebody what they bring to the table without even getting to know them.
Okay,
and also, being a woman, I literally am capable of bringing life into the world, and even women who don't have children are still valuable. But most women are actually the leaders of their household. Men don't want to admit that, but they're the ones doing all the planning. They're the ones taking most of the responsibility, especially in 50-50 households. And all I was saying is that the men that I have dated or spoken to who were financially stable didn't ask me what I brought to the table because they were more interested in getting to know me. So like money was not an issue. Money was not a concern for them.
So when you said that, when you say bring something to the table, you're specifically referring to financial means.
I don't know what they mean, but my thing is you don't have to ask someone what they bring to the table in order to get to know them. So I just think it's a very weird question. So, it's like literally people coming up to me people don't come up to me, but DMing me, asking to speak with me, get to know me, whatever. And then being like, what do you bring to the table? I'm like, you came up to me, like you talked to me first. That's just a very weird question to ask.
Now I will say, if they just off the rip ask that in like an unorganic way, I do feel that shit is weird. I'll agree with that. But right. I'll say that to ask that question in that form specifically might be, I guess, the hot phrase in 2024 to ask somebody. However, I will say that men, whether they're wealthy or not, and I feel that men who have their shit together would generally ask women to pick their brain. They'll ask other questions that are somewhat associated with that, such as, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or, you know,
that is a very appropriate question. I think the problem that I have with what do you bring to the table is that whatever they are referring to, obviously every person is going to have a different idea of that. whatever they're referring to, they're looking for a reason that they should value the woman sitting in front of them, because most men are not taught to value girls or women without them performing some type of service. That's how the patriarchy works.
Okay, and I will say that do most women not value men unless they can provide some sort of financial means and protection?
Protection from who?
Whatever
Other men.
whatever she
Other
defines,
men.
whether it's other men, whether it's protection for her own self and emotional wellness.
I've
Like
I've only ever been protected by other women. I have never been protected by men.
and that's what I want to get to. It sounds like you just haven't had overall well experiences with men.
Well, yes, but the thing is, I think it's a little bit weird that people are like, oh, but she's still single. Da, da, da. I could get into a relationship tomorrow if I wanted to, but I'm not willing to settle. That's the thing.
Right, but it wouldn't be the guy that you want. I'm not like
Exactly.
like I said in my
Exactly.
video.
No, you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm single because I have not found someone that meets my standards, not because I'm undesirable, not because I'm unworthy, which is like kind of what some of the comments are implying. I'm not saying you're implying that.
Right.
And, somebody said something about me being a single mom, but that is by fault of a man, not me. I'm the parent that stuck around. Why am I getting blamed for that?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's
Single moms exist because men choose to leave.
well.
Single moms don't exist because of women.
Well, they do.
No,
It takes
because a kid shouldn't
but
get in the way.
but the same way earlier you stated that women bring life into this world. If you have that responsibility as a woman, I would assume that women would take more care of
No,
who they give that to.
no, because offspring have 50% DNA from the father, 50% DNA from the mother. So
But-
no, both parents should be equally involved. He didn't want to fuck with you. I left him, so let's get that straight.
So, but so just like both parents have to be involved, both parents have accountability and bring to that in bringing that child into the world also.
Oh, correct. Yes, I took my accountability, and that's the thing. When single moms stick around, they are taking accountability.
Were y'all
When the
married?
fathers are walking away, we were engaged. When the fathers are walking away,
That's not married though,
what does that have to do with anything?
because that gives that man a little more incentive to stay.
That's not true. Men who are married cheat if they want to cheat.
That's not leaving the marriage. We didn't.
And
we're not
also,
talking
there's a
about-
lot of single moms who are married. I mean, like not single moms, single parents, solo parents who are married, who are still doing all of the work.
She's married. She's not a solo mom. She's married.
Okay. When I say solo parent, I mean the person taking on 90% or more of the duties of being a parent.
You mean household work?
I mean everything, not just in the household.
But if that man is there and he's providing financial means to the household,
That it doesn't matter. Most women in this economy also work. So why is he the one
And
that
most
only has
men-
to provide money?
and most men who are in relationships help with their children.
Not as much as the women though.
What it's not about as much like it shouldn't be a matter of who does the most. It's how does it
You're
get
right.
done?
It should be both parents doing the exact same. Because they both made the baby. Not just the mom.
But what I'm saying is she's not a single mother or a single solo parent. She's
What
still
I'm saying correct. I'm not saying it's the same thing as me. What I'm saying is there are plenty of married couples where one parent is doing all of the child rearing and the other parent is not doing any of the child rearing. And in a lot of instances,
there are more responsibilities in a household outside of children.
okay. And women
Right.
also take those on.
Like
There's not a lot of stay-at-home moms anymore, unless the man is making like a lot more money.
and most people who are in marriages that like they're working together to get shit done. That's just how it is. Most people are working together to make sure things get done in a household. Most regular people who are married are doing things together.
Okay.
Like, as a married person who has married friends and lives in a neighborhood full of married people, I see every time I see more men walking their children up and down the street than I see the women.
Okay, as they should. They don't get applause for that.
And women don't get applause for doing what they do. But it sounds like that's
I know that. Women don't get applause for anything. I know.
nobody
But
should
men
get
are
applause.
supposed to?
I never said they should. Nobody should get an applause for doing what they're supposed to do. But every day we see on this app, I mean, you came in saying that, well, we like champion the fact that y'all can give children.
Yeah, because
then-
it
but
literally
then-
can kill us and does kill us.
Right. Okay. Boom. So with that said, why did you not take it more seriously when you had your child with your ex?
Well, for one, I was
Hold
young.
on, hold on, Mikhail, real quick. My break, real quick. It's 100 of y'all in here. The light goal is 20K. If y'all don't get to 20K in the next 10 minutes, I'm turning the comments off, and then y'all gonna have talks by yourself. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Go ahead.
Okay. So he was older than me, and I don't know what the statistics are, but most teenage mothers are their babies are fathered by grown men. I was in one of those situations. So my brain was not developed enough to make
Okay,
the decisions
when
that
you
I
say-
would make. Don't interrupt me. If
When
you
say-
invited me,
I'm trying to get context before you continue. Relax.
so you can. Okay.
I'm saying you said teenager. So before you go forward, I'm trying to gain context because are you saying like
She
non-adult?
ran. She left.
I was trying to ask her because she said
I
he
know.
was older.
I
She
know.
said he was older, and then she said teenager. So I'm like, is it one of those situations where, you know what I'm saying, it was a predator or was
I
it
know.
legit?
She got upset because you cut her off.
No,
And I know, and you were trying to get more context. I know.
I'm trying to clear it up. Like, Jesus.
Chat in
Christ.
the chat in the chat. Chat in the comments. Chat in the comments.
I mean, am I tripping?
Bring Chad up. Because I bet you he heard the same thing I heard. I bet you.
Because I'm trying to make sure for the audience, like she didn't, because if it's some a grown man messing with a little girl, that needs context. I want to clarify that. She can't throw teen, because if she would have said I was 19, I'm like, okay, you grown. But she said I was a teenager, so I'm like, well, damn, did you get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
you were just trying to get some clarity. That's all.
Exactly, which I think that she kind of felt like her point that she was making, because literally she could have just said, yeah, it does take making a child is 50% ownership between both parents. I acknowledge my fault there, and then could have just kept moving on. Literally, that's where it stopped, and that's kind of like it went down this tributary on this whole thing when it didn't even have to stop there. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't even finish y'all didn't even get into the real discussion because she stopped at the whole, well, the single mom is the mom who stayed. Yeah, but then also it's 50% fault on both parties. Yeah, like you said, with the mom and stayed. Yeah, but the mom, you could have left that child too. I know it sounds bad, but you could throw that child away too. You give it up, but you didn't. You chose to keep it.
it ain't
Right.
never had
Do
to
it
get
all the
born.
time.
Right. So
do it all
you
the
chose
time.
you chose to keep your child, which is the right thing to do. Of course, nobody's saying that you should, but just like he walked away, a mother can walk away. It's the same. It's the same. So when you said, well, it's like she didn't want to accept that the creation of the child takes both parties, and also the fault of how the child is. It's both parties, not just so much so the man, as far as like, as the woman, you were kind of saying like, childbirthing is a big deal. Why didn't you do certain things to protect yourself? And it's really like, that makes sense because you also want to make sure, at least if a child is permanent, completely, you're tied together for the rest of your lives. If that man cannot give you the bare minimum of a temporary union of marriage, marriage is temporary. You can dissolve that and pretend like it never happened. You never see that man again in your life. But if that man did not even want to give you that as a bare minimum, people think that, oh, well, you're a marriage woman, she could be a single married woman, all these other things. That's not the point. Nothing in his life is a guarantee. Not even the God that you pray to is a guarantee. Nothing is guaranteed to work out.
Right.
It's what is a bare minimum. So if the man did not give you that at a bare minimum, which you could have, which you have perfect control over, then do not give him a child. That is, and I think that is kind of the point that she was kind of missing, because it's like, did you really take all of the precautions that you could have taken when you did not make sure that man gave you the bare minimum of a commitment? Did he get on one knee and even ask you to be with him? You know what I'm saying?
That's why she threw out. Well, I was a teenager and my brain wasn't fully developed. But
Right. She was going down this tributary that when she should have just continued on, just admitted fault and kept going, because going down that tributary was leading her to sound like it was escapism. Like, well, she was moving the goalposts almost, and she was losing the point of the conversation.
I couldn't even. Man, I had a whole checklist. I couldn't even get to the conversation because she just like, you're interrupting me. Like, God damn, man, I'm trying to give clarification. You just threw out you was a teenager and an old nigga. Like,
I think, Benny, she wanted you to say, well, can I speak, ma'am? Or basically ask for permission to speak.
Well, I don't know, man, because I told her, I could tell, like, she wanted them, I don't know, she mixed. So, I mean, that was probably her white side coming out. I don't know. But she, at the end of the day, you could tell what type of dude she dealing with anyway. Like, because she fine now. She very pretty. So you already know, like, you know what type of dude she probably dealing with. That's why she has such a negative view on fucking men. And then her daddy was black, and her daddy dogged her mom out and left them. So you already know, like, where she coming from. Like, you complaining about men, but you want, like, she complaining about, like, men and shit, but you're on Raya. Like, she's on Raya. That you have to be invited to that app. And there's like celebrities and like rich people on that app. So that and
yeah, she was definitely fighting. I mean, I don't think that she had enough experience as far as like self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? Like, to really have that type of conversation. I think that a lot of her talking points were rehearsed. They were said a million times before, and she never really looked into the depth of why those things are. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell she's gotten through her 26 years of life by being pretty. And I'm sure she gets her way with majority of shit, but then she's used to dudes just dealing with her because she's pretty. That's it.
Yeah, and then depending on how old she was when she had that child, I'm sure either she had the child young or she had this child recently, which means she was a young mother. Starting either way, it's the same. Where a lot of girls at that age, it's because they're just young. Especially if they've been told they were pretty their entire life. She probably thought her experience would be different than other people's. Because if you have experienced this as a child being raised by a single mother, you've seen the struggle, you know all these things, but a lot of people just in general, we feel like when we do it, we're going to do it better than everybody else. We're going to have it figured out. We're going to just know, but that's not the way it works. Everybody, it's like, people don't realize that this is the first time that you have lived. So everything that you experience is going to be new and opportune. And you think that it's radical and all this other stuff like that. But it's not the first time that this shit has been done. This is just your first time experiencing it. And when you add A plus B, it's going to equal C. That's just the way it works. It's math. It's algebra.
I think she was getting mad at, like, she was getting drawn into the comments, and she was getting mad at the comments. I think that's what really, but I'm like, girl, stop looking at the comments. Like,
yeah, she got completely misdirected. Y'all didn't even get started on the conversation. She was redirected.
Hey, man. I tried. I tried, y'all. See, but that's what, like I said, maybe I should have just made the response video. Because, man, but like I said, you can tell she went, I already peep what I mean. And after talking to her for that little brief time, it confirmed what I was gonna say about her in my fucking video. I mean, you a pretty chick that walk around and probably deal with rich dudes. That she went to VCU, and I think she might be out here by me, because I saw one of her pictures that she took at a restaurant that's like up the street from my house. So she might be by me actually. But that's it.
Be careful.
Nah, she ain't that crazy. My wife can fight. She from the hoods of Norfolk. She can fight. And she live weights. But yeah, man, I tried to have a conversation about it, but I mean, I guess we could just talk about a general topic. Just talk about the general topic. I was gonna try to get there with her, but like I asked her, I was like, "What's the issue?" Because even when she said, she was like, "Well, dudes get in my DMs," and it's like, again, why, as a chick that looks like you, why are you dealing with dudes through DMs, Raya, and other date apps? You should have no issue going out and organically meeting men. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should have no issue with that. So why are you on these apps and shit? And then you get mad at the results when you get dusties in your inbox.
I think there's a lot to do with the younger generation. I hate even saying that word, but I think there is a shift because Generation Z is the first generation ever to have experienced the internet and social media their entire lives. So they literally are a case study right now. They are a psychological case study that it is currently in the works. Humanity does not know the effects of internet and social media on a child's psychology from birth until adulthood. We don't know that. They are being studied currently. So the way that they react and the way that they respond to things are one day going to be published to be referenced 100 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
literally. So their generation, their experience may rely heavily on apps and social media, things like that, because they don't put as much emphasis on, or they do not know how to do face-to-face human communication like we do. Like they just are a completely different form of human that we have never seen before, and that has never been here before. Like, their experience is one that we cannot relate to. I cannot relate to having a cell phone in elementary school, texting my friends. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I knew how to communicate with people because that's what I had to do. But and the thing about it is they are the precedent that every generation after them for the rest of humanity is going to follow. So it's like we have to always take that into consideration because they are completely different. But the thing about it is everything that we've noticed them about being different about, our kids are going to be just like them.
She said she was 26. My sister 20. Oh, Brittany.
I mean, she might be a zillennial, because right? She might be, because the start of Generation Z is like 27, I think. So she's right there. She might be a zillennial, but those deep Generation Zs, they are a completely different person. They had cell phones in elementary. I didn't get a cell phone in high school.
Yeah, Shawty cook. I don't know. I still find it hard that she don't have. But then again, I guess like you said, she probably don't know. But I mean, just talking to her just in that brief moment, like I probably get why. And that's what I said in my video. I'm like, I get why dudes. I'm like, they're probably not asking you that question because after they get to talking to you for 5 minutes, they already know what they want out of you.
Right, and then also too, like I could tell that she was a lot younger because Generation Z, they all, man, they could go hours and back and forth with typing that shit. But when it comes to actually getting that shit out of your mouth, saying that shit directly, they bail out because they don't really have a lot of that communication. They don't have that.
Because they get all their fucking talking points off Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. And then also when you get to, it's like it's like when you read a response, you have time to think about what you're going to say. You can edit it, but as far as having to, rapid quick fire that shit when you're actually talking to somebody. It's they're not the same when it comes to people before them.
That single, a single, and I'm like, okay, but most people who are in relationships and they're married, they're doing shit together to get shit done because we have to. We're regular fucking people.
Right, and the crazy part is
that's not true. That's not true. How do you know?
she could have answered that question a completely different. She could have answered that question in full and also moved on. Like she could have said, men don't ask what women bring to the table because most men, you can already know it. Like when I meet somebody, I know what a fucking $50,000 life look like. I know what a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 life. I know what a $40,000 life look like. If I'm getting to know you, I'm going to know where you live. I'm going to know things about you. I'm going to know how you hang. I'm going to know where you shop. I'm going to know the restaurants you live at. And I know what $40,000 a year looks like. I don't need to ask you how much money you make directly. I know based on what I see because I'm a judge of character. I know how to fucking pick them. I know what I'm looking at. I know if you have a legitimate job. I know if you actually, I know your approximate education level just by talking to you. I know these things because I am an astute person. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked
I don't have
her.
to ask you how much money you make. I know.
I was gonna ask her because I'm like, so when you, that's what I was like, I was trying to get there because I'm like, so when you refer to this table, I'm like, are you just referring to monetary means, or are we talking about just, just as a whole? Like if we getting to know each other, we talking in a conversation. That's why I asked. I'm like, well, because like myself, I wouldn't just outright ask a woman like, what do you bring to the table? Like that's corny. But I would ask certain questions like, what do you see? Like, what's your short-term goals? What's your long-term goals? Like, what do you see yourself in? Like, those are really the same questions. You trying to feel her out. Cause that's why I'm like, so are you just talking about monetary? Or we talking like, because when I'm asking these questions, I'm just talking about as a whole. Because I don't necessarily need your money because I done already asked what you do for a living. So I know I have an idea of what you're gonna bring money wise. I need to know who are you as a person, what's in the inside, your mentality, your morals, your character. So if I'm asking that's why I was trying to get to, like, are we talking about like red pill 2024? What do you bring to the table? Or are we just talking about normal people with some fucking sense bring to the table? But I couldn't get there because she just started getting fucking triggered.
Right, that's why she got triggered and she lost her entire point. She lost the conversation because had she not got triggered, she could have literally just stated, that's not a question that comes out in real world experience, maybe that she has even experienced. Because I have never personally asked that question, but if I were to ask that question, I would be talking about the intangibles, of course, because I can see the tangibles. Like,
right.
I can see it. Like I said before, when you get to a certain age, you know what a $50,000 life looks like. I know I know what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to ask you how much money you make. I know it just by seeing it. Like, it's period. Like, and then everybody goes, well, what about scammers? I know a scammer when I see one too. So I think that where she could have just said, that's not something that she's experienced in the real world. But a man that did ask that question should be referring to ABC. You know what I'm saying? But she got too personally invested with her own personal single motherhood and her own story that really was irrelevant because honestly, even if her experience was stellar, it still has nothing to do with the conversation at large.
Whoever that guy was.
Yeah. It has nothing, your own personal experience has nothing to do with the overall collective. You know what I'm saying? Kudos for you. So it can't be used against you and it cannot be used to help you. So she didn't even have to go down that route, but she did.
Whoever that nigga was did a number on her. That's why. And that put her perspective on everything else moving forward.
Exactly. But that's also kind of like the point you were making. Like your bad experiences with men cannot be used to speak on the collective if you have no other proof to substantiate that.
And that's why I'm like, she was like, well, no guy that I've ever dealt with money. But I'm like, so you dealing with all these dudes with all this money and all this shit, but you a baby mama. Like, so clearly there's something about you that isn't checking their boxes.
Yeah.
So if they're not asking you, if they're not asking you things of that nature, like how are you going to bring value to a relationship with me? Like, what are we going to do if we were to get together to build something? They just try to knock you off because you fine.
Right, exactly.
That's why that dude gave you that baby. Like I said before, they just be wanting to give bad bitches babies so they can always point back and say, that's my baby mama.
Exactly. And exactly. And there's a comment made by D. She said she ain't have no protection from any man. So if you're saying that protection and provision and that a man with money and all these means is the standard, is the zenith, you know what I'm saying? It's the pinnacle that we should be gauging other situations on. You're saying that you've dealt with these men with money who don't ask you what you can bring to the table. So these same men with money that never ask you what you bring to the table have never protected you? Have never made you feel protected? These same men that you deal with all the time, that give you that you never have to ask, that never ask you about what you bring to the table. Even these men, you've never felt protected? Have never given you the feeling of being protected?
Well, she did say she was bisexual too.
I think she just opening every
Don't do that. Don't bring us in this. No. Hold on, Chad. Hold on, Chad.
I'm just saying she opening up
Diddy.
too many things about conversation. Like it's like she opened up too many factors that have nothing to do with the conversation. Is what I mean. Like too many. She's trying to run down too many roads to escape. It didn't take all of that. She could have just stood there, said it, and just kept it going.
We don't claim her. Don't bring her on our side, Benny. We don't claim that. No, sir.
She gonna turn 30 and be like, fuck niggas, and then just get her a stud and try to make her be a
She one of them ones that go play gay. You know what I'm saying? When she go play. And then she come right back to the dudes that say ain't no good.
She gonna be like my sister out here just fake gay.
Yeah, I got a cousin like that. My cousin's a stud, but she be getting used by all these girls. I be trying to tell her, like, these girls are just trying to use you because they son needs some back to school clothes. Quit letting these girls use you.
Yeah, my sister she was out there messing around with that little stud girl and kept trying to make her do manly shit. I said, Brittany, she's a girl. She not about to do that.
My cousin is a stud that would have done it too. I swear to God, on God. These girls be running her. I be like, you got to get it together.
She young, but I mean, like I said, if you go down that girl page, like I said, she just one of them hurt pretty girls that done got used and abused because she pretty, don't know how to. That's just what it is, man. It is what it is. And she probably done dealt with that. Whatever older dude she dealt with, he probably had all the money, did everything, whatever. But she, like, them chicks that be like those pretty chicks that are used to that level of financial means, and guys that are buying the bags, drive them in the nice cars, take them on all the trips. They're used to that. They like that. But then she fucked up by having that baby. So that's what it is. That's why none of them rich dudes gonna cuff you, because you got a baby. So, but she used to that high of being on them boats, being on them trips. Because I looked at her page. She's a model. So once you get a taste of that shit, you're not trying to go back and date no regular dude. And she an ICU nurse. So you around dudes that make good money. But nah, they're not the dudes that's about to take you on a trip and give you that lifestyle. That's what that is.
Right. And I think that's part of growing up. You got to mature and realize that lifestyle, all that Instagram lifestyle, that social media lifestyle, it don't mean shit in real life. It really don't. Like all that doing shit for pictures, it don't really mean shit. Because the people who actually live that life ain't happy. And the people who actually can do that life comfortably don't celebrate it like that.
She better hide that baby. Hey man, it is what it is. I don't know. That you can tell she got a lot of unpacked shit that she need to go deal with, and she just rehashing Twitter talking points and social media talking points. And when you got, that's why I had told her to come in the live, because had we just made videos back and forth, she would have sat all day and nah, man, come on in here so we can talk. Now you got to articulate yourself. Now the shit that you be saying on comments and on the internet, you got to act like, that's why I always say, like, when these younger chicks get in my lives and they start, or these a lot of people, period, get in my lives, and I'm actually like, okay, now you have to talk, now you have to converse, now you have to articulate your thoughts in real time. They always fucking crash out because, like you said, they don't have time to think, they don't have time to go and do. It's like, nah, you got to actually believe and know what the fuck you talking about. And that's why most of these, like the last time that one chick came in here, I was like, do you feel that I think she was talking about like I hate women or something. I'm like, do you feel that I do, or do you believe that I do? And she was like, what? I was like, the fact that you even confused by that question let me know like everything I need to know about you. Like, because do you honestly believe what you're saying, or are you just shitting fucking words out your mouth? It's on their brain be over.
That's really what it is, and I think I run into a lot of that with people on the internet. I'm not sure if it's because they're younger or whatever, but it's just like people. One of the first things I remember, like I did in one of my in college, was in my communications class. We had an exercise, and this exercise was literally say something and then have the person repeat back to you exactly what you said. And most people cannot do that. They have a natural instinct of they summarize it in their mind in light speed and then tell you what you said, but that's not what I said. It's always a version of it.
Even the exercise we did, because I had communications last semester, we did where you gotta like, when you get in the little groups of like 6 or 7, whatever, and you gotta like, I think you get like a subject or a word, you just gotta talk, and just talking to because I'm the old nigga in the class, so the rest of the people, they be like 18, 19, 20, and like the difference between how I can hold a conversation with them and talk, and then they just be like clamming up and nervous, and it's just weird. And but they're so interested and like confused that like how I can hold conversation, articulate my points, capture people's attention span and shit. And they just be so impressed, and I'm like, bro, we literally just like we just talking.
I mean, of course,
like, how this is normal? Like, what is so exciting about this?
It's along with the internet, social media, the pandemic, we're gonna see the effects of an entire generation lacking or not having the same amount of interpersonal social skills. But then we're also gonna see how they adapt to the world and how they make the world theirs one day without that skill.
Yeah, they are primed and prepped for AI, bro.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
So I took a couple digital marketing courses while I was in school, and a lot of that we had a section about that when it came to being chronically online and hearing certain things and buzzwords, and even if you connect with it, even in the slightest amount, you'll still try to repeat it constantly, but you never put any actual thought into what you're actually saying or the deception that somebody may be trying to put upon you because you didn't actually sit down and think about it. Like people try to act like they're not so easily persuaded. They are. That's why people make so much money on these apps, because people are easily persuaded. And once you learn how to persuade these people by using these little words and you start hearing them using these same words, that's when you know you finally got them. So it's just like when people start to actually think about the stuff that they consume and the type of content they consume and the things that they say, they'll start to realize like, I may not believe none of the stuff that I'm hearing.
That's why I don't argue. That's why I be arguing with them about the politics and shit. Cause I'm like,
oh yeah, definitely politics.
And they was like, well, they got Megan Thee Stallion shaking ass at the DNC. I'm like, because that's what y'all like.
Exactly.
These people are hiring, spending billions of dollars to hire people who literally this is their profession. To study the numbers, to study the demographics, to break this shit down to the fucking decimeter. Like they know y'all. That's why they know what to do.
Yeah, it's like every time somebody shows them their reflection in the mirror, they get mad at what they see, but you cannot get mad because this is what you are. Like like when people are going back and forth over this off-quoted line from Kamala Harris saying 18 to 24-year-olds or whatever, they're stupid. I say that. Like, why is that such an offensive statement? Everybody who's older than 24 years old would say 18 to 24-year-olds are stupid because they are. Like, so why is that? Why is that an offensive statement that would make you want to all this stuff, it's like they're not even thinking.
But I mean, old girl just said that. Well, I was 19 and my brain wasn't even fully developed. That's why I got pregnant.
I agree. I'm 22, so this is my whole generation that we talking about, and it's hard to wanna like find. I'm sorry. Let me find my words, and then I'll get back to y'all.
All right, go pop one of your Adderalls, man. Your anxiety meds.
Well, look, I'm
Bam in the
25. I'm a
chat.
part of this
That was
generation,
dope.
so I know I definitely understand it. But it's just you got to observe the people in your generation. Like I've been told that okay, like I may be a little bit wiser than my age, but I just watch people, and you watch the things people do. That's also why I fell in love with marketing in general, because it's literally just watching people, seeing what makes people move, why people do the stuff that they do, and that was always something that was interesting to me. And when you apply it to your real life, it can be very beneficial.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Look, man, I don't know why people be like people think we all just so special. Like, bro, humans are more alike than we are different. People are very stuck in their ways. People are very like, and that's why I feel like I be like. That's why I always say, like, it's a lot of losers walking around. It's a lot of people who don't, like, never done anything, never.
Man, don't get me started.
It's a lot of people that just really suck at life. And that's why they get so drawn into this social media shit, because it gives them access to shit that they would never see or do in real life.
Exactly.
That's why I shut that girl down yesterday. Who came in, or no, the other day that came in my live talking about she, talking about trying to stunt her daddy car at her mama house. And I'm like, that's not your shit. I know it's not your shit. And the reason why I know it's not your shit is because I have shit. And I know that that's not yours. Because no girl that's a 26-year-old Instagram thotty is going to have Big Mama UPS Dookie Brown colored leather couches in her house.
Exactly.
And you are
Like
not going to put your graduation picture on the fireplace mantle. You're not going to do that. Bro, any chick that has her bro, if you ever been into like a 24, 26-year-old girl who is proud about her degree, and you walk into her house, her apartment, she gonna have her graduation whole set.
There's gonna be a set.
It's gonna have some goddamn the bad bitch letters on there. She's gonna have the baddie font. It's gonna have some neon lights, bro. That wasn't her house, bro.
Yeah, like people forget that there are people online that actually know people in real life that live these lives that they want to see. That's even like when I was in school and you could hear like certain things that people talk about, because I'm a very social person. Like I spent my entire college career networking for real. Like, yes, I did good in school, graduated with honors and all that, but I was there to meet people. And when you see how people talk, you be like, nah, I know people who actually live like that. Y'all not living like that for real. Like,
right. That's why I said, go, if that's your car, go get the keys and cut the car on and let me see your profile. Because when you cut the car on, it's going to start up and it's going to say hello and your name, and you should have a picture. She didn't want to start the car up. She won't start that car up. She won't start it up. So, like, bro, there's people out here that's really doing shit and really living. But a majority, that's why I say everybody, even when we start talking about money, bro, we start talking about money. And, you know what I'm saying, actually have some shit. Everybody on the internet making all this money, $100,000, everybody got big bank, right? But then when I start posting statistics, when I start posting the numbers to this shit, or when I just start talking about my car note, I start talking about my mortgage, when I actually start talking about numbers, then everybody be like, damn, how you pay that much money? What you mean?
exactly.
What you mean you just bought $200 worth of muffins? That's crazy. I would never. What you mean your car note $1,200? I could never. That's just, I don't care how much money, but you don't make that money, so you would never know.
Exactly. Then you ask them, what are your accolades for you to even be in a position like that? And people, they don't have any.
They don't even understand. They don't understand that if you don't take a loan out for like the shorter amount of months you take the loan out for, the higher your car note gonna be because you ain't taking it out for 96 fucking months. Then real people with money, they don't finance cars, bitch.
Real people with
About
money
financing a
don't
car.
pay. Real people with money don't pay interest on depreciating assets. They don't pay exorbitant amounts of interest on depreciating assets.
Like, man, Aristotle, you got a echo. Now I'm like, so what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to empty out $80,000 of my fucking savings to go buy
On a car? Like, no.
Depreciating assets, no, that doesn't make sense.
when I could pay this little $1,200 and still have $15,000 left for the rest of the month. Like, I'm not. But you talking to people who don't even know.
Yeah, a lot of they're young, so they don't realize how much it takes to operate.
Too. It be old motherfuckers. It just be broken dumb.
Right. It's like they don't realize how much it costs to have that shit. So that's how you know the shit be fake when people say things, because literally everybody's lying about $100,000, but really the person making $100,000, even though everybody's lying about making that much, they look regular. When I was making $60,000 a year and when I made $100,000 a year, I was living in the same apartment complex. The people who live, it's because what people don't understand is we're all still poor. There's different levels of poor, but if you go to work and make wages, you are poor. And it's a bad word, but it is what it is, because people who like, you go to work to make money. They work money. It's different. They work capital gains. They generate income. They don't work. They just generate income. They make capital gains. It's different. Like, if you work for wages, you're not playing the same game. Like, people don't understand. Like, the internet is the only place. It's specifically made to be the only place where you can be anybody you want to be. The internet, so motherfuckers be capping so much to where they forget that this is a made up world where people can be anybody that they want to be, but there are real people that come visit the internet too, and they are themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just like they forget
that's the part that they get thrown off of me. I'm like, oh, you need this little TikTok money. No, I don't.
It's like, this is a side hustle. Like,
it ain't. I wouldn't even say that. It's
just something to do. It's a mental. I literally started TikTok because I had moved out to Denver by myself completely. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, let me just do something. Because moving to a new city at 35 versus moving when you're 25 is different. You don't feel no motivation to go out and just go get drunk at the bars and go meet people and shit like that. So I was like, shit, let me just start this shit. And it had nothing to do with income and money and side hustle. It had nothing to do with that. It was just like, shit, I'm bored and I don't want to be sitting in my place by my damn self. So why not?
Bruh, I really just get out here and run my mouth. Because I'm like, bro.
That's why I like it. It's just
I ain't never posted no cash out. I ain't never posted no merch link. I'm not trying to do all that shit. I get real money.
Exactly. Like, the work don't be worth it. Like, I completely understand it. Yeah, people need to they need to quit with that whole trying to
be the top 1%.
Yeah, but then it'd be like the people who really don't be like that, and they be the main ones always talking about money and stuff like that. Like, leave it alone. That's not the argument you want to have. Like, flex on somebody about your intelligence. Flex on somebody about your life experience, your lived experience. You know what I'm saying? Find out who you are. That's the hardest part in life. The hardest thing in life is figuring out who the fuck you really are. But people want to constantly try and fit into these aesthetics and these things, and that's how you know that they lost.
Nobody wants to do self-reflection. No, I said it's just entertaining that most people don't want to do self-reflection, because I'm telling you, looking into yourself, man, is one of the hardest things to do.
But that's what these apps are for, because people are living. That's why they get so attached to these, like people like E. Kane or people like Keith Lee. They get attached to these people, and then when they start doing things that they don't want, like the whole Keith Lee situation, they're attached.
Man, that was wild.
They're so attached to him and then people feel like they made him. And so now that when he get to doing something he don't want, that they don't want him to do, now you see everybody change and they got something to say. Now who he think he is in that little car eating that little food, and it's like, again, it goes back to a lot of people are just fucking losers. That's just what it is. They live life through these apps so the money part, right? They don't know that, like, because I've been buying expensive cars for a long time. My car notes since I bought my Mustang have been around between $450 and up ever since. So I'm like, but I've always been exposed to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 cars. So I know how much that shit costs. But social media gives the everyday person who would never even see those type of cars, never even see a lot of this shit, these trips that people go on. They would never even be exposed to any of this shit in their regular everyday life, right? But since they get access to it through these apps, they start like believing that shit and thinking that it's more obtainable for them than it really is. But then when they realize that it's not actually that easily obtainable and they're farther away from it than they think, now it turns into, I could never. That's crazy. Real people don't show their wealth. Real people, the rich people don't finance cars and a bunch of shit that they don't fucking know to try to like bring you down to their level.
Exactly. Those parasocial relationships are insane. Like these people, they don't even know where to start because I had to really sit down and be around people who lived the lifestyle that I wanted to live, and I had to take notes from them. And this is a process. Like, you don't just wake up one morning and get there. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of people want.
I know old girl is full of shit from what I don't know if you was in earlier when the girl came.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, oh Lord.
So I'm like, she got so much to say about me. Men don't protect women, and men don't. But most women do majority of everything in the like. We just there.
And then she's speaking in the context of somebody that's married. I'm like, y'all are a team. Y'all a partnership.
I couldn't even get there, bro. I couldn't even get there before she left. So, cause I was about to. That's why I said, I'm like, girl, I'm married. I live in a neighborhood of mostly married, middle-aged to old white people. Like. All these people got, they're well off living. This is suburbs, Chesapeake, nice suburbs. Our neighborhood is close to $1 million neighborhood almost now. And everybody, both male and female, I see the men out there, they cutting the grass, the women out there fixing the flower bed, the man chopping the trees, trimming the trees, the woman out there, sweeping the garage. Like they're working together. They're going out. They're walking outside with their dogs and their kids, walking up and down the street. Like everybody's chipping in because we all understand it takes two to make this shit happen. We're regular fucking people. It takes two people. So that's why I'm like, she's talking from a hurt place of dealing with dudes that don't want her for nothing but her looks, and she don't even know married people. And I've seen this since I grew up. My parents was married. It took two. My grandparents was married. It took two. My aunts, my uncles, they're all married, and they all was, even my friends' parents married. Daddy was a firefighter. Mama was a respiratory therapist. Daddy was working at the GM factory. Mama was a fucking nurse. Like that's
common sense. Like you need to be around married people to see that married people work as a team. And I don't see why people don't go into marriage thinking that anyway. I'm not just going into marriage because I'm thinking when she was talking about like what is a guy asking you, what do you bring to the table? My question is, okay, what type of situation do y'all have going on? Because if this is a casual dating situation, I understand that is weird.
She did. She said, she was like, oh, I got dudes hit me up in my DMs, and that's the first thing they ask.
Yeah, and to me, that's casual. Like, if they ask you that,
that's just weird.
Like, shouldn't even entertain that or give it like no actual serious thought. Like,
right. That's called a filtering process. You literally are. When people come at you sideways, you know that's not a road to go down. You don't even take those people into your calculations. Like, it's funny to me when people can say those things, because it's like, on one hand, it's like you're saying you're so delusional. It's like you're delusional enough to think that you're so beautiful that you can bag a rich man while being single. But you're not delusional enough to think that you could actually have a marriage and make it work.
Exactly.
You're so delusional to where I could get me a rich man, I got a baby, and I'm pretty enough, and I can do all. You're that delusional, but you're not delusional enough to actually think, yeah, you know what? I could actually make marriage work. I'm gonna be the one who don't get divorced. Like, It's like, come on now.
That's why I was like, it I don't know, man. It's just that's how I just knew she was full of shit. And she deal with a certain type of dude, and that's just what it is.
Is it because to say that all men are like that, and it's like, you know, when you hear that, you obviously supposed to be like, okay, now you brush it off your shoulders. But it's just like to say that and to say you've never had a man protect you. Do you not have any male family members? Like, do you not have any family? You're doing a disservice to them by saying that if they have been by your side the whole time to help you become who you are today.
Mm-hmm. But even when it comes to like one of the points that was made in like the Cam interview, defining what equally yoked really means. So many people look at equally yoked as just financial, but no, when you're equally yoked on a mental level, when you're equally yoked on an, you know, on an intellectual, educational, the shit that really matters level, that is when you meet your intellect. Certain shit, just you don't deal with certain things as you go up in certain, as you move through different stages and different, you know, sections of life. You deal with other challenges, but you don't deal with you know, you always deal with a separate set of challenges. Every set of life has challenges.
That point of your life.
Yeah, but you're not dealing with no bullshit ass challenges when you're of a certain level. You have other challenges that you're dealing with. True, life will never be perfect, but certain topics and things you're not dealing with. So people don't realize, like, invest in yourself, make yourself an actual interesting person. Because like you said, Benny, you attract what you are, not what you think that you are. And that is a fact. That's a fact.
That's why I said, like, when these dudes get on here and they talk about, like, for her to even entertain dudes that are gonna hit her with something like that off the rip in the DM, that speaks to her. Because I'm like, that's why I can't relate to a lot of the issues that these dudes get on these apps and talk about when they deal with women. Because I was like, I didn't entertain those type of women. I didn't like rough ass women. You wasn't gonna talk to me crazy. You wasn't gonna be. I didn't like those type of women that want to, you know, play fight or whatever. No, don't do that. I don't like that, because play fighting, it ain't no play fighting. You really probably when you get mad, you gonna want to really put some hands on me. No matter.
Exactly. I don't do that. I
didn't deal with that shit. I didn't deal with mouthy women. I didn't deal with women who didn't know how to apologize. I didn't deal with. It's just stuff I didn't deal with. So I didn't care how pretty you was, how fat your ass was, how big. Like, I didn't care how good the coochie was. You was getting cut off, or I wouldn't even deal with it.
People will overlook all the red flags just for those little fleeting things, which is crazy.
That's because they like those red flags. People get turned on by that shit. They need to just admit it. They love chaos.
So right.
They love chaos.
You are right. I've seen so many people deal with so much drama, and you be like, why would you entertain it? But they're so conditioned to it to the point where they get in a relationship where it's peaceful. They don't know how to react. It's like crazy to see people will destroy a peaceful relationship just to go back to the chaos.
Well, go back to that video I made about that women, there's a lot of women who walk around. I mean, because we always talk about men that are emotionally unintelligent men, all that shit. Yeah, we get that. But there's a lot of women who walk around and they are the equivalent of the men that they complain about. But it's because men often here are lacking or what we're not good at all the time. Women rarely do. And if they do, they're gonna go find a group of men who are gonna tell them, oh, you're beautiful, da 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 da, and all that shit. So you got a lot of women, especially pretty women, who get told what they want to hear their whole fucking life because they're pretty and they never have to work on themselves. They never get told that they're not, you know, they have an attitude problem, or, you know, they're not, you know, compassionate enough, or, you know, they don't get told that shit. And so it's easier to deal with men who are chaotic because that takes the mirror away from you and you don't have to put no work in. So you got the girl who look, you know, the good girl, right? She has the good job and all this extra shit. And she'll go deal with the guy who she ain't got no business dealing with. So she'll do that because when it inevitably goes to shit, as everybody knew it would, she's gonna be able to sit back and say and be portrayed as the good person. what I like to call the good woman image. Women will go to the grave to protect the good woman image. And so if she's always dealing with guys who are less than her, she's gonna always come out the victim and seeming as the good person in that situation. Because if they get with guys who are good and are gonna treat them right and do everything they say they want to do, and it doesn't work because she wasn't up to par, people are gonna ask like, "Girl, what happened between y'all?" Like, she gonna have to answer for that. 9 times out of 10, she gonna lie, but she would have to answer for that. Versus if she get with that chaotic nigga, then it's like, oh well, girl, he was a dog, he was cheating, and he would it. But I mean, I tried and I saw the potential. Like, she looks like the good person in that. So they go throughout their life, never having to put that mirror up, and then they're easier to deal with chaos because that's what they come from. Man.
Yeah, these folks,
being
these perfect matches.
in that chaos is comfortable for them.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it also adds an element of dominance, if you will, meaning like she doesn't mind.
They be needing her.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of they enter into the situation because she feels like he needs her, so that chaos is there because at the end of the day, she know that she can put him behind bars or she got the money. This is my house, you get out. Like, and that needs to be taken into consideration. You enter into these chaotic situations because you like that dominant factor that this chaos gives you. You know that you could call his PO on him. You know that he can't get locked up no more. He needs your
car keys. He needs your
you know that this your house. Like, come on now.
And that was another thing when she was talking about that. I was like, okay, if a dude is also asking you that, he's probably looking for a come up. Like, he's trying to come up off you if he asking you what you bring to the table. That was another thing I was wondering about. I'm like, yeah, the type of dudes you dealing with is just crazy. Again, like y'all said, that's because you picking from the
conversation
DM.
like that.
I don't think it was real. I think she made that part up, honestly. I don't think that was real.
I don't know. I just never had a conversation where I would ask a woman that question at all.
But I feel like, hi everybody first. I feel like social media is really getting out of hand. Like, everybody feel like the grass is green on the other side. Like, these women, they really think they have options, like, for real. Right now, I feel like we're in a generation, like, you can ghost somebody like that for no reason. Like, the guy is good, he want to take care of you, he show you, he appreciate you, and you can definitely end up ghosted, like, in different weeks or whatever the case going on. You did a video about a girl who said, oh, when a guy is asking me what I'm bringing on the table, he will never see me and everything. But the girl, she has a kid. She's dealing with a broken home, but she keeps telling, oh, the guy that I'm dating, he's a guy who has money, so he will never have this type of question. But then, why you ain't married yet? That's the question.
That's the girl that came up and then she left. So
yeah, I think a lot of people need to. It's like it's like they don't even factor in that man with money in this economy, in this stage in life, he had to work to get that money. So unless he's an athlete or an entertainer, there's a level of intellect that has to. Generating money is not just easy like that. It doesn't just come. So this man who has this money that you're praising is not a dummy. He's not a dummy. Like, if whatever power you think that you may have is because he's allowing you to have it, that rope that you're gonna use to yourself, he gave you the rope. He gave you, like, they don't get that.
Yeah, sure.
You even have women who says, I would never date a blue collar boy. Blue collar boy. I would never date a plumber. Hey, do you know how much makes a plumber a year?
But every time they ask that, what did your baby daddy do?
That's what I wanted to get to, but because I wanted to get to that with her because that would answer a lot.
That's always the question, boy. They've been messing with the most diabolical man you can ever see, but they need the upstanding, top-notch man right now.
But I think that's what kind of, like I said, I think all of that is what triggered her because even in my video, I'm like, there's a reason why they're not asking that question because, I mean, you have the looks. And then even talking to her for that little 5-10 minutes, I see why they just, they deal with you enough to get that cat, then they leave. Because, like, who wants to talk to somebody like that?
Okay, my break. Benny.
The belt. Get the belt.
Okay, so we've been at 40K for the last 5, almost 10 minutes now. It's 80 something of y'all in here. Ain't nobody tapping. So if I don't get my 50K in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to turn these comments off. I do not care. And we need to rotate, Benny. We need to recycle out, rotate. Put some women up here, make it look, don't make it look sexy.
Ain't nobody else.
I'm just saying, like, put some women up in there if they come. Like, you gotta
step out.
so it won't look sexist.
Ain't nobody sent no request.
To the comments for a few minutes. I'm gonna still be on.
I'll step out.
I'm being in the
I'll step
comments.
out if you need me to.
Too, if you need me to.
That way, should be some. All right, women, y'all in the comments. Y'all somewhere, pop up.
Yeah, women in the
for the
comments, y'all need to speak up. Like, come on, speak up for your fellow woman. I know half of y'all don't agree with her anyway, but you know.
Don Q, that's my moderator, so you can shut the fuck up or you can get blocked. How about that?
Oh, they disrespecting? Oh, no.
Oh, baby, I know oh.
But nah, before I step down though, Benny, them playoff 12s, when I tell you I wear them every day, like my playoff 12s, I can't stop wearing them. I think that might be my favorite shoe in my collection right now. Like, I don't know, that last release was super comfortable.
Oh yeah, I got big ass feet, so there's only certain goddamn Jordans that's comfortable on my feet. I might not even be able to wear ones no more.
Yeah, nah, they uncomfortable as hell.
Ones and fours.
Them, I just got them the military blue fours. Now I can't say they're more comfortable around the ankle, but as far as still like the toe box though, they still a lot uncomfortable.
You know where the ladies at, man? Ladies, come on up, man. So they don't think I'm a misogynist. Yeah, 13 is definitely 13. The most comfortable Jordans to me is 13s and then 3s. I love 3s. 3s is I love me some 3s. As a big wide foot motherfucker, 3s is my shoe.
Yes, women come up. I can't be the only one on this panel because, like, yeah.
She said, "Who are we defending?" I mean, we ain't necessarily defending nobody. 11s are iffy. They do be hurting, but like I said, I got wide feet, so I feel like little foot people are good. But yeah, man. I mean, the topic is why do women get so frustrated by the question of what do you bring to the table? And when I say that question, I mean in any shape, fashion, or form. Basically asking a woman, what are you offering? You know, because that question can be, you know, said in a multitude of ways. It can be said, you know, what is your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years? What do you want to be in the next, you know, by the time you're 65? Those questions all equate to what are you offering me as a man pursuing you? Why do women get so upset by that question or that rhetoric from a man? That is the topic. That is what we are discussing. I would love to get the ladies up. I know y'all in here. I see y'all in there. Yay, y'all come on up. Speak your mind. You can agree, you can disagree. The fellas been up here. We had it was a chick, young lady that did, the 23-year-old. She came up, but then she left because she said she need to get her thoughts together. But she never came back. So
Like, even if you don't agree, you can still voice how you feel. It's an open discussion, in other words.
that question really done. Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess the ladies they be scared. They be scared. I don't know. Is this a lady or is this a dude?
I'm actually kind of working, but I'm still gonna come up and say something. I was just listening.
Who quit this? Somebody. All right, go ahead.
I think sometimes people don't even know what other people are asking or talking about sometimes. Like, I think when they say, what are you bringing to the table? I think some people get confused on that rhetoric. Now, if you ask me, where am I at in 5 years or 10 years? That seems a little bit different. I can tell you what my plan may be or what I hope to see. But when somebody's like, what do you bring to the table? It's like, that seems more like, okay, what's holding the table up? What kind of table do we want? I think some people don't get it, and some people might get offended because people have used it in more of an offensive way. How would I say that?
Yeah.
They haven't used it in a way of like, what do you really want for your future? They're not asking questions like that. Most of the people have used it kind of as a rhetoric or a tool to say, what are you bringing to the table? I already got the table. I'm the table. And it just kind of has turned into like a negative connotation already with that. So I think the speech with it is where it's at. But if we had to talk about, what are your goals in life? What do you want? Where do you want to be? What's important to you? What do you value? That's a different conversation because it just seems like it's generalized. As in, the table could be like, are we having 3 tables? Is it the kitchen table? Is it the... just like any kind of table. And it's like, it could be, yes. So that's why I think people also bring in their career because you hear that in business. What do you bring to the table? What are you giving me? That's what you hear in business talk. You don't really hear that in talk when it comes to like relationships of, I want to be with you. I want to have babies with you. So some people are like, what do you bring to the table? I bring a vagina. I mean, what else? Sorry, excuse me if that messed up.
But that's why I was saying that I don't see why the ladies get so upset by that question because, like you just said, in business we do it all the time. When you go and you apply for that new position and you sit at that interview panel, they're asking you like, what do you why do you want this job, or what are you likely to offer this position? So we don't have an issue in that regard, but when someone that we're pursuing asks us this question, it's triggering or is offsetting. Is like, why? Because in that same breath, you hear people say that marriage is a business. So if we're looking to conduct business and treat this relationship moving into marriage, if we're intentional, then why does that off-put women so bad? Because again, like, I feel like that question doesn't get asked in real life per se. I think it comes up in other forms. And that's why I brought up, asking and picking someone's brain about their life and what their goals and aspirations to try to get a feel of their character, their morals, their principles in more organic conversation. So I don't think that people outside the internet, I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. I've been married for quite some time, so I just don't see someone just first like, what do you bring to the table? I don't. Maybe they do. I don't know. Ladies, do dudes really do this in real life outside the internet and be like, y'all meet and he asks you straight up? You said what?
I've never been asked that question before in real life. I think a lot of these conversations are conversations on the internet. Like, I have a stepdad. I date and I've never been asked that question. So I think people are just making up. I've never been asked that before. And I date. I don't want to say frequently, but I date.
Right. Yeah, that's why I think it's really just internet topics. I think a lot of people really don't deal with people in real life. And you got a group of people who really just I feel like people be making shit up and then and then they just get to just saying shit on the internet, man. Because I say organically, I don't see a guy just asking you the question like, what value do you bring to me? Like, what, like, I don't know. But man, I said,
no, I've never heard it. I've never heard it in dating. And I rarely hear it in business like that, unless you're just at a business table with some straightforward people. And to be honest with you, not a lot of people know real straightforward business. So I wouldn't expect that to be their like rhetoric. They might be like, I don't usually have this conversation unless it's work, or I've heard it in business, but I don't really know exactly what you're asking for. I would ask more questions, but I think it's kind of like the internet rhetoric. And the internet rhetoric they've decided to make up, and they wanted it to sound harsh because it doesn't make sense to me. I was like, I've never heard this. I've only heard it on the internet. I never heard anybody else say that. If I have, is somebody bringing it from the internet and learning all their tips and tricks from the internet. And I'd be like, that's lame, and you don't really know who you are or what you want.
And that person was like, that's why the girl earlier, she was talking about, she says they were in my DM. She didn't say this man said this in real life. She's like, oh, he said it in my DM. So it's like, so we talking about real life or we talking about DMs? Because you can't control who come in your DMs. You can control if you interact with them, but you can't control who come in your DMs. And if it's filth like that coming into your weirdos like that coming in your DMs, like, why are you entertaining that? And why are you using that as means to justify your point that you are trying to say, like, that girl was weird. That's just an example of a pretty girl that got scrambled eggs going on up top, man. Whew, that was rough. See, like, you told me to let the ladies come up, but they don't be wanting to come up.
Hey, I tried. I was trying to make it fair because I didn't want people from the outside coming in saying, why he only got men's perspective, man. Because you know they love to do that. So that's why.
About that. I don't be giving two shits about that.
I mean, we mainly agree with whoever was up here. I ain't worried about anybody else saying, oh, he's got only men up there. If y'all saying some valid stuff, what do I need to repeat it for?
There's a lot of ladies up in here. I don't know. Maybe they just chilling.
Men back up. Like, bring men back up in there that want to speak their piece, but keep it respectful. You know how I am. I will cut you out.
What? No.
It was all sprinkle lady fault. It was many people's. I think many people. But y'all got to remember, they're trying to sell y'all a dream so they can get money. Exactly. They're trying to sell y'all a fake dream that has nothing to do with life or interactions, so they can make money off of you.
And people selling stuff on both sides. You got these dudes selling relationship or men, like, what? Because people be asking me, like, people hit me up in my DMs like, man, you offer mentorship? And I'm like, I mean, I ain't ever saw myself as some dude like that, but I guess I do have, knowledge and experience, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, that just seems cringy to me. But then again, I mean, I guess people can pay you for your time, I guess. But I just don't see myself charging somebody for some general advice, I guess. I don't know. But just people selling courses and, like, man, these people don't. That sprinkle lady be just sending people down a path.
What is that? Because I hear people talk about it, but I never knew, like, in depth. And then I hear men talk about sprinkle, and I'm like, is it sprinkle on men too? Like, I don't know. Like, what is that? Can somebody can elaborate?
It's that lady that, I mean, she basically teach women how to get sugar daddies. Basically, that's really what she do.
No, but I heard the men doing it too, talking about they soft men arrow, whatever that is, child. Like, what? Why are you laughing? I'm serious.
Well, I guess the men, I saw a part of their point, but of course some of them were going to be like Share 7. Their point was, okay, you're asking this from me. I want to be taken care of too. Get that. I think both people should be taking care of each other in the relationship. That's the point to me of the relationship, supporting each other, having each other's back, taking care of each other. And so I think they just made a joke out of it because everybody would always come up and be like, sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Yeah, it was satire. Now, some took it seriously, but it was originally started out as satire.
Yeah.
And so I got it because everybody was on that Sheer 7. But Sheer 7 is supposedly a witch doing witchcraft on people and kind of probably taking these people's energy. But a lot of people may not know that their energy is getting taken by her. But anyway, yeah, teaching people how to teaching people how to catch a sugar daddy. Because she with an older man. And she just with him for his money. She don't really care for him. He's just taking care of her. That's all. That's all. He does what she wants. He does how she wants. And he's probably under a spell. And the thing is, huh? He like 60 or 70 maybe. And she might be 40. She don't like him. He's just taking care of her and her daughter. She just like the money. And he let her do whatever she wants. So basically, she has some kind of manipulative control over him in some way. And he just allows it. And she was the side chick for a long time. She'll tell you the story.
Right.
For the longest time, she was the side chick. And she was just going to take it and be the side chick. And then he was going to leave another woman, leave his wife for her. And so that was kind of like where it says sprinkle, sprinkle. Make sure he got money. Make sure he doesn't do this. Make sure, a whole long laundry list of stuff that doesn't always make sense or doesn't like you can have a laundry list of shit and still get a crappy person. I'm going to say that. I'm going to tell you that.
What's it? Renata? That's how you pronounce it?
Renata.
You married?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I think that people number one doesn't want to
oh, sorry.
the internet don't want to hear because people always ask me well, why don't you talk? You should talk more about your marriage. And it's like people don't want to hear that shit. I mean, I touch on it here and there, but I'm like, people don't want to hear that shit. And they'll be like, well, more married people need to talk about just a girl. She get on here and she be trying to tell women all day, every day about how to be more feminine, how to treat their husband, how to be a wife. She get on and they will dog her out all day, every day. I came across a live of a bunch of little hyenas goddamn just trashing her in a live. And it's like, they don't want to hear how to actually get a man, how to actually treat a man, how to actually get in a marriage. They don't want to hear that. Nor do these guys want to hear how to find a wife, how to treat a woman, how to be a man. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to see Mark post them damn videos of them loyalty test and loyalty challenge. That's what the dudes want to see to reassure their, as Cam Newton said, fear of getting divorced. Like every time I hear a nigga talk about marriage and commitment to a woman in a relationship, the first thing they always run to, man, I'll get divorced. She could take half. She could be cheating. Why y'all always worried about your woman getting fucked by another dude? That's so weird to me. That is like, bro, y'all don't think about, it's like every time I look around, dudes just worried about their woman getting fucked by somebody. Like, why y'all so worried about that? That's just strange to me, bruh. Now, I get a little young dude, 18, 19-year-old, but like, you got grown-ass men walking around, and that's the only thing they worried about is they woman getting hunched on by another man. Like, that's crazy to me. When I was dating, bro, I was never worried. I ain't gonna say never. Again, when I was younger, before I learned that you can't control what somebody gonna do and you gonna drive yourself crazy worrying about what they gonna do, so just focus on what you're doing. And if you get taken advantage of, because relationships are a risk. No matter how you chop it up, they're a risk. Marriage is a risk, but so is everything else in life. So my thing is, I'm not gonna go into something half step, and that's why a lot of people get so many failed situations, because everybody going in half stepping. Nobody coming in good faith. Nobody want to get played. Everybody got a pinky toe in the water because they don't want to get played. Everybody trying to one up the next person and have sneaky links on the side and a roster just in case this don't work out. Like, that's why y'all get the results y'all get. So it's like, I'm not. I tell young fellas all the time, like, bro, if you can't worry yourself about her stepping out. Only thing you can do is focus on yourself and be the best man that you could be and do your part in a relationship. If you're doing your part and if you vet the woman that you're with as best as you can, the only thing you could do is do your part. I don't sit up worrying about what my wife doing, where she going, who she with. Number one, because I know where she going, I know who she with, because she hasn't given me reason to doubt any of that. I'm not saying walk around dumb, pay attention, but to be concerned about your woman always trying to sneak off and cheat on you, like, that's crazy to me, bro. I don't know. I can't live like that. But I think it comes from a place. A lot of it comes from a place of men who aren't used to getting women. That's number one. Because even if we divorce today, I'm not going to have no problem finding no woman. Like, I ain't never been pressed in that department. So, not saying that she's replaceable. I just know that if Lord forbid things didn't work out, we had to go our separate ways, I could find somebody else. It ain't the end of the world. So I don't walk around in a scarcity mindset with my woman. I give my all. I give my best. I give 100%. I'm not sitting here worried about that shit. But the women, they ain't trying to hear that either. I don't think the women really care about that stepping out, but as much as like these dudes be worried about it, but they.
Oh no. There are women who be doing that investigating stuff.
Right.
But you gotta remember, how you got them is always how you lose them.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, I don't think women just, like, how these dudes just sit up and just always thinking they woman cheating on them and getting hunched on by the next man. I don't think women focus on that aspect as much as the men do. That's what I was getting at. But
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people haven't done like the mental or emotional work. That's really where relationships are scaring them, because they probably been scared from their parents' relationship. When you see your parent get, like, something happen to your parent physically, emotionally, you hear just chaos in your house. A lot of people are starting to like be like, well, if that's what it's supposed to look like, I don't want to be in that. But the thing is, it's like, you don't have to go to that extreme. You can do whatever work that you need to do to change your mindset. A lot of people don't want to do that work. They just want it to like happen. They don't want to do the actual work it takes anymore to change their life, to change how they think, to change how life can come at them or not. And a lot of times that's all people need to do. One small step, change your thinking, change how you see money, change how you see people or relationships. That one relationship your parents had or grandparents or anybody else doesn't dictate how all relationships have to work.
what was Zay? What's good?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Just want to say love from the 757 first off. And second off, I'm just saying, I'm 24. I'm engaged right now currently. And for a lot of young, I was out being a fool early, and I found the right woman, and I just knew that I had to get right for her, and I had to change my mental way of thinking. I had to change my emotions, because I seen how my father and my mother was, and growing up, they were on the brink of divorce. And I seen my father get his stuff together and carry the relationship, and I knew that I wouldn't do the same. So I'm just saying, it all comes down to mental for me currently. And you just have to invest in your relationship. You have to invest in your partner. You have to know what you want, because you can't just get in a relationship and want to commit to somebody and then also want to go party on the side. You can't have both. So that's just what I wanted to come up here and say. I've been watching your videos. I know you're in the 757, so just want to say love. I appreciate all the advice, and I don't know how to get up out here, so just get me off.
Oh, I got you. I appreciate it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A but an 80. Yeah, to his point, you gotta be intentional, bruh. And you gotta change your mindset, you know? Cause if you walk around without the right mindset when it comes to this relationship and these marriages, bruh, you gonna set yourself up for the okie doke every time. Close my door, nigga. Your mama watching her TV show. This nigga. Lord G, hold on.
No, because like with me, whether people know it or not, with my situation, remember, Benny, I told you I wasn't looking for marriage. It found me. I was happy. I was content with being me. And then that person found me, and I realized I had to change a lot of things about me to make it about us.
And it's not necessarily you have to change your identity and who you are as a person. It's really because my personal belief is I don't believe people just change. However, you have, because I feel like for the most part we're set in our ways, right? But you have to be aware of your shortcomings and your faults and do your best to be considerate in that for that person. And that's all you can really ask of somebody is to have consideration and put forth some effort. That's really what it is. What's good, Huncho? You come up, bruh. And that's all you can ask for is just have some consideration for me. But what I was gonna say about Zay point, because he said he had to put that effort in, change his mindset. That's what goes back to my point the other day when I was saying like I don't remain, in my marriage. I don't step out because I love my wife. That sounds good to hear. It sounds good for people to say that, but in reality, it's bigger than that. You have to find a sense of commitment. You have to take pride. I take pride in that honor of being the husband, the head of my family. I don't want to bring shame and embarrassment onto my family. I don't want to bring disappointment and have to answer to that shit into my kids when they like, well, why mom and daddy not together no more? Like, so I wake up every day and I have to put effort and choose to be committed. I had to choose to love my wife. I had to choose to remain faithful. I had to choose, like, you have to choose that person. This shit ain't a fairy tale. It ain't the movies or the TV shows y'all like to watch. Like, you gotta really choose that shit. And you have to.
What's going on, Ray?
What's good, bruh?
What's good? What we talking about?
Shit. Right now, just relationships, I guess. And but the original topic was why do women find the question what do you bring to the table so offensive? Because it was going to the video I made about that light-skinned chick saying that men with rich men or wealthy men, they don't ask that question. And she came on. It didn't last long, but yeah, she got a little triggered and left. But yeah, that was the original topic. We done drifted, but that's the basis of what we've been talking about.
I ain't gonna lie, twin. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, I think that the conversation needs to change, bro. Like, I think not y'all's conversation, of course, here, but like the conversation of like the table and this table and that table, and you don't know why everybody worried about who bringing who to what table, because everybody grew up with broken tables. That's why they worried.
Oh yeah, but
it's,
sure.
It's the we ain't healed as a community, bro. That's the truth. We just not. Like, it's unhealed people going around creating more unhealed people. Now we worried about who bring what to the table. If I love somebody and that person love me, we gonna make it work. And it's like, can't nothing in the world make us not make it work. That's just how I see it, bro. Like, if you really like rock with somebody like that and they good for you and you good for them, like, I'm not gonna sit in the same traumatic cycle for the next 3 generations because, no, I'm not, bro. It's honestly, bro, our problem is as black folks, like in our community, I ain't gonna speak for nobody else, but
Right.
like can't nobody everybody's trauma gotta be valid. And everybody's trauma like is valid in their experiences. But like a lot of people think like they trauma is a representation of the real world. And I be trying to tell folks that's not it. That don't make your trauma any less real. But at the same time, like, you choosing to, date that one girl that ain't shit don't mean every other girl ain't shit. Or you choosing to be with Pookie and Ray Ray don't mean that every other dude is Pookie and Ray Ray. You feel me? So I think it's a lot of unhealed people.
And it becomes an echo chamber because you get these algorithms. People don't understand these algorithms are gonna feed them what they want. So if you're the chick that's only dealt with ain't shit dudes and deadbeats or whatever, and that's all you watch, you think that experience is bigger than what it really is. And that's like the girl that came in earlier, that the light skinned chick. She was like, "Oh well, majority women in marriages, women do all the work and the men don't do that." I'm like, that's not reality. I'm like, as a married man of 9 years, I'm telling you, as a man who
that's not how that works. Yeah,
right. Like most people are putting in work together because that's just how America's set up.
The economy sucks.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not getting to the middle class unless you working together. Like that's unless for the average working person. The majority of us, which are working people, but people live in this false reality of this social media shit, and they don't know what real life is.
I think you got to realize it's the loud minority, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, it is, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a being like it's like this. It's a structure, right? So all of the individuals that are not shit and that are creating more of these like hurt individuals, bro. These are the same people that sit at the top of everybody's like attraction pyramid. You feel me? So like, you know how, okay, for example, right? Like with women, like, they want the man that 80% of everybody else want too, right?
Yeah.
Then when they get them, they don't understand, like, he's not gonna value me like that because in his mind, he can have a million other me's. But like, there are certain women that'll look at that and be like, oh, I got options. Or like dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like dudes do that too. Like, they gonna mess with this type of chick, not knowing that to this type of chick, you ain't nothing but a wallet or a trophy or something like that. Like, our relationships nowadays aren't really authentic because there's so much material involved. Like, but then again, all we want to do is point the finger at each other. Oh, it's women's fault. It's men's fault. It's you know what I'm saying? It's all this, that, and the third, bro. But don't nobody want to understand each other and actually be understood. If a lot of us sat down and had a real conversation about a lot of the traumas that plague our community, bro, a lot of us wouldn't be having, sitting up here having the conversations that we be having and going back and forth about certain things.
Well, that's one of the problems, is we can't have no conversation. And like I always have to remind, like, when I try to have conversations with people and we get to talking and then it's just like points ain't gonna click, I have to remind myself that, over half of the population don't go past a 8th grade reading level,
Exactly.
So you got a bunch of people that just they just never gonna understand. And they believe, like you said, that loud minority, they hear that shit all the time, and then instead of going out into the world and interacting and actually living life, they take this social media mindset and then they take that into life and then cast it on with, if they're a dude, they take red pill content, they go out there and cast that shit on all the women.
Yeah, bro.
Woman, they take pink pill content, they go out to the world and they cast that shit on all the men. And it's like nothing ever gets solved because they don't live in real life.
It's a setup, bro. It's a setup. And look, like a lot of folks is gonna call me a conspiracy theorist for this, bro. But it's a setup. I think about it like this, right? So as like, for example, like the whole like independent black woman trope, right? I've never seen that said about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's only in our community, bro. I've never seen that said about anybody else. So society is pushing our women, like black women, I mean, like society is pushing the women of our community to be solo and independent, but they're also the most like scrutinized group of women that live in this country. So the people are telling you to move away from the man that looks like you feel me? But they're also forcing you into a society that hates you and doesn't want to see you succeed. That's why it's a setup, bro. All of it is setup. All of it is a setup.
Because there's more money involved. That's why black women have some of the highest rates of consumer debt, and they have the highest rate of student loan debt, because they out here, they getting fed this lie that they don't need, like we don't need each other, and we're becoming, we can't get ahead.
That's it, bro.
Because it take two people.
It take a village, bro. I'm gone.
So if you not with your men and the men not with the women, and we over here fighting, but then they like, oh, I'm independent, so I'm gonna go get my degree. Now I'm gonna go get another degree, and I'm gonna get another degree, but it ain't leading to no real income because you trying to pay for all these student debts for all these fucking degrees. Like you're not, you shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, bro.
When you could get that dude that like. Equally, like Chad said earlier, equally yoked don't just mean finances.
True as well.
It don't just mean finances. And getting you a man that's a productive person in the workforce, it might not give you financial freedom, but it'll give you some options, okay? It gives you a little bit less off your shoulder so that you're not bearing the sole financial burden of what you got to do.
God, we can't build generational wealth. I'm telling you, and it's like, it sucks because it's like, bro, I think that we're the generation. Because how old are you, bro?
I'm 31.
31. So probably a little bit, maybe a little bit after your folks. So like probably my generation is like, we're probably the first generation to actually take serious certain things like mental health and things of that nature. And like a lot of that is like spazzing out, bro. A lot of that's what, when we talk about like people just being online, spewing their trauma out for like trauma bonding with people online and stuff like that, bro. Like I just don't understand it. Like, and it affects our community, bro. It really does. Like, think about this, right? So I promise you, there are more black boys, like black teenage boys out there that can tell you a young boy song word for word, right? But don't know how to balance a check. You feel me? I promise you that's the case, bro, because it's how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it, and it's like for us to actually, and that's what they're so scared of, bro. Like, bro, the day that black men and black women actually look up and be like, wait, so this whole time, all we had to do was be on the same page and we would be up right now. Like the day that happens, bro, on God, what? It's a wrap. It's a wrap after that. All the superficial stuff goes out the window.
Cause people will be like, oh, they'll hit me up and they'll be like, bro, you know, I see you do your thing, man. What you got? What you do, bro? Like how you get, you know, to where you at in life? I'm like, I got a wife. I got a wife.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I have a wife, bro. Like, I don't think these, like, that's why I get so upset when I see them videos of them dudes, or even women post that rhetoric. Oh, a man, a real man who's a provider, he ain't worried about. They don't care about no woman's money. They just want a woman that look good, and you got to stay in shape. Like I just seen a video like that. This chick saying that they'll take a girl from McDonald's. They don't care. I'm like, yes, the fuck we do, or you should.
In a sense.
I be trying to tell dudes you need to care about your woman money. I'm not saying like you need to depend on her money, but you need to care about what she brings as far as like
a mindset.
Well, not even a mindset. Like she needs to have the ability to make significant income. If I'm a guy that's well off in my career, let's say I'm in the six figures. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm educated, got my, got my thing going on. I wouldn't advise that guy to then go and date a chick that is a assistant manager at Target. Not that, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, being an assistant manager at Target. But as that guy, she's gonna be a financial liability, and 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be looking for you to save her. Whereas if you had a chick, because, and mind you, I'm talking about people who haven't started having kids yet, right? Because you want a chick that has the ability to, she has skills and the means to make significant income.
I agree. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. Like, you know, like, if she,
that's your girl, that's not your child.
Right. You don't want to fucking walk in liability. You know what I'm saying? And if we talking about building, because I mean, I get that some people be like, well, as long as she got the mindset, but I'm like, yeah, you can have a mindset, but if you don't have the means, man, she gonna it just like one of the biggest things for divorce is finances. So it's like if you literally the walking crutch for this girl, and then we start adding kids to the mix, and if she doesn't at least have the skills to, when she's done having those kids, to go out there and contribute to the household, it's gonna be a little hard. It's gonna be a little difficult. Yeah, and that's where you get all that resentment and these dudes getting on here, and that's where you get out. But when you have equal equity, because I always believe that, because again, I speak for regular working people. You know,
hell yeah.
When you find you a woman that can contribute and give some equity into that relationship, when both people got equity in that relationship financially, I think both people act a little bit. People put a little bit more effort in there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, because like me and my wife, everything, like we got together and we literally built everything together. She got her education, I got my education. Like we literally did this shit brick by brick together. So it keeps us a little bit more invested in each other, because it's like if we were to separate, that would, like, we're so interconnected that it would be difficult. It would be a lot to separate. So it keeps us grounded and invested in one another.
What I see from what you're saying is more so the system is a lot more efficient when both parties are bought into a healthy form of love. In that sense, that's sort of what I'm getting from what you're saying in that sense.
Yes, but I think a guy care about what they woman can actually financially provide too. Like that matters.
See, me personally, like me and my girl ain't married or nothing, but like she has her own. Like she's one of those folks. Like if I told her she couldn't work, she'd probably leave me. If I told her she was not allowed to work, she'd probably leave me. And it's just because it's not out of no arrogance. It's not out of none of that. It's just she a grinder. Like she gonna go get hers in that sense, but. Like, even though she got her own bread and she do her own thing, like, I don't really tell her no about much because she don't ask for nothing. You feel me? Yeah. I rarely, if I can get it done and still, and not be in a hole, I'm going to do it. Cause you know, she's bought, like you said, she's bought into the system.
See, but if you were to fall in that hole, she has the means to help you.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say dudes, because at the end of the day, you never know what can happen. You get an injury. That money that you're making could be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got out of the military, I didn't have a job. I fell into depression, all type of shit. I didn't work for like 3 years. My wife paid all the bills during that time period. Now, if I had a chick that was working at McDonald's, she would have been like, oh hell no, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I tell dudes, like, you want to care about what she can provide financially, because yes, you might be in the means right now making your 6 figures or whatever, but you never, like, that money you could lose your job, you could get laid off. Well, she paid all the bills for like a year and a half. Then my disability kicked in or whatever. Then I started going to school, but for about a year and a half, she held it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was bad off. But she could do that because she had the means to still contribute to the household. Like while I was taking care of shit, she was stacking money or whatever. And then when I fell on them hard times, she was ready to step in and take the brunt of the financial burden. And now she don't pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's back to business as usual. She take care of the savings, the investment. That's what her money go to. My money pay the bills, the mortgage, and all that shit. Like, but that's why I say it don't give you financial freedom, but it gives you options. So when life's, you're okay.
It's like, and it hurts for real because there's so much holding us back from these prosperous mindsets. And it's like, because of how a lot of us were brought up in the broken situations that we didn't even understand were broken at the time, bro, like either you learn it the hard way or you're just like in this cycle of toxicity and negativity in your relationships forever, and you're just cycling through the same type of person until you really heal from certain things, and then we're able to, like, you know, even build what you've built so far. You feel me? Because from what I've seen in my perspective with you and, you know, your family and stuff like that, like you've built, you know what I'm saying? But it's a foundation that needs to be built, and I pray that my generation is able to build it, because like I don't think that my parents' generation was really given the tools to do that, if that makes sense. Because a lot of things that actually mattered, like it was like there, you got certain moms that raise their daughters and coddle their sons. You got certain dads that do vice versa. Like you got parents that use their kids as pawns and beefing with each other. Like it's so much trauma being lashed on to these kids, bro. It sucks. And like most of the men, they not going to therapy. They not doing that. I don't know too many women that's going either. You feel me? Like nobody, and because we've made it such a thing in our society to like talking about these things, you lame, or you a weirdo, or you like crazy, or like black people put on BPD on everything. Like any type of mental illness that is in the black community, you just bipolar. Like that's so weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much work to be done in our community, and it's so sad to see. Like I'm blessed to even be able to have some of the knowledge that I have. You feel me? Like you know, being around the old heads that I was around and learning what I'm around. I pray to God that I'm able to get to the places and the spot with my family that like even you was in, and I don't even know all the ins and outs of your folks.
Yeah,
you feel me? But like I said, it's so many issues. You got the system against us. You got the system turning us against us. You got little things like the economy against us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the biggest thing, honestly, does the system do things? Yeah. But our people I feel like our aunts, you know, our grandparents and great grandparents had a far worse system, and they still was able to get shit done.
Absolutely.
But I think our issue is this internet, especially with the young.
I was about to say distraction. A lot of people are distracted.
Yeah.
A lot of people think if I have something flashy and because a lot of parents, even our parents from back in the day, they were, I guess I'm 40. So even parents before that and my grandparents, they're worried about they have a survival mindset, and their main point was get money to get out. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are focused, I got money, I got things, I'm good. And they're not looking at you not good if your mental or emotional isn't good. If you don't know how to deal with those, you're going to lose all that money.
Spirit messed up.
If you don't know how to deal with any of those, you can lose that relationship. You could become even more selfish, because what happens is when you're in a survival mindset, you're going to be a survivalist in your relationship. You're going to be trying to survive everything in your relationship and that's how you get somebody like, my wife is against me, we not working together, because you can't see past that, because you only seeing what's not happening for you. If something doesn't go right for you, maybe you don't get the like you lose your job like Benny. Some people can lose their job and lose their mind, and then maybe the woman is paying the bills. And some people stay in that place and they stay in that mindset, and they just don't do the work. Because sometimes you can get so deep in depression. Benny is more of a worker. You are more one that's going to work on yourself mentally and try to get past some things. There's not a lot of people that are doing that. That's period. And not many people are going to push through or push out. I had to get a transplant first year in school. Not many people were going to finish school like I did to get a doctorate after you had a transplant. I didn't see people drop out for less. And a lot of people don't have that push through, that mental strength, that way to change their mind, or I got to do something different, even if like things haven't gone your way. I come from a broken home. I come from a house where my dad was an addict. So if you come from those homes, are you willing to do the work to change those things? And many people don't want to do the work. It's easier to show that everything is good rather than do the actual work, because that means you got to look at yourself. Because yes, at the end of the day, we all are a problem, but are you willing to do the work on you? Yes, your parents did some crap on you that's messed up. I get it. Yes, your grandparents. Yes, that teacher. Everybody did some stuff, or that woman that you dated did some stuff, but you're going to have to fix it no matter what. You're always going to have to fix your own self. Yes, they did the damage, but you're going to have to fix it, to fix boundaries, to not go in that same pattern, to not let that heartbreak control you and take over you. And are people willing want to do it? They want to soak in it and cry and it's okay to cry and soak in it. I'm not saying that, but they want to soak it and stay there and complain and make it everybody else's fault rather than taking accountability to say, maybe I chose wrong. Or maybe I didn't see something and I didn't have the equipment to see that. I didn't have the mental or emotional equipment to actually see that. But now I can, so let me go on and do something different. People don't think in that way all the time. I work in healthcare. It's hard to get them to change sometimes. People, period. It's hard to get people to change.
Oh, dang. I say a lot of people are just gonna have an excuse. It's just as simple as that. Mind you, I've never been to therapy. I just never felt comfortable with telling strangers or paying someone to listen to my issues. But then again, I've been blessed enough to have a great support system. And that support system was created. I didn't get it was created by effort. I have great friends. I have great family members. My cousin is damn near like my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a great support. So don't think just because you go to therapy that, because what I notice about a lot of women, especially now, they are quick to say, oh, I'm in therapy. I did the work. I go to therapy. I put in the work. I go to therapy. But therapy only works, number one, if you tell the fucking truth. It only works if you tell the truth. And a lot of our women go to therapy not to heal, but to learn, professional terminology and tactics from therapists to then turn around and go out into the world and use it against the people that, they want to stick it to. I.e. the man that they dealing with 9 times out of 10, or the homegirls that they do it just to say that, like, they're like Huncho was saying earlier about, our generation and their generation being, mental health awareness, having awareness for mental health. However, I feel that now mental health is trendy. It's a check in the box. People are doing it. They're going to therapy, going to a therapist just to say they're going to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? And they're really going to that therapist to have somebody to talk to have somebody listen to them. They're not really, they're looking like Cam Newton was on their show with Cheyenne. They're there in the chair. They looking at you. They saying what they want to get off their chest, but they not internalizing. They're not comprehending. They're not digesting it. They just looking at the therapist like Cam Newton. Okay. Yeah, so my man, my boyfriend, he was that's all they doing. And then, but when they come out to the regular world and then they talking to you and you bring something up that you notice about them, well, you ain't just gonna say that about me because I go to therapy. I put the work in. My homeboy was just telling me about a girl that he was dealing with. That was her. I did the work. I'm healed. I went to therapy. But you're still, but you acting the way you acting right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Most people do. A lot of people, look, I work in psych. I work with kids. But a lot of people are manipulating it. And a lot of people make things in healthcare, period, trendy. Every aspect of healthcare. And a lot of people don't. When I say do the work, I'm saying you sit down with yourself. Do you know what you're saying? Are you aware of yourself? Do you like yourself? Half these people out here don't even like themselves, if you want to be real. Half the people out here that are trying to be in relationships or do anything, a lot of people don't originally like themselves and they can't be by themselves. So they're going from person to person to person and doing different things. And then they want to say therapy because, like you said, they're just using that as just another way, as a tool to deflect. It's not even a tool to actually do the work. Because the work is really, really internal. It's sitting by yourself and saying, well, maybe I'm a little crazy. Or maybe I do too much, or maybe I am this way. You have to be really real with yourself and really real about what you do or what you don't do, how you need to change, how you don't need to change. And that's even if you are a nice, kind person or a considerate person. There might be times where you have to look at and see where you need to put boundaries, where you need to say no.
AP, you make a very good point, bro, when you say not all therapists are good therapists. I've seen a lot of, I'm not getting on black women ass, but I see it a lot with them. Them black female therapists. And you see them when they get on the internet. Like the what the girl name, the one that spiraled out of control and she doing OF now. The girl that got on here and she started talking about her black male clients and it's like, those be the ones that are talking to your girlfriend. They're the ones giving advice to your wife. And I'm just saying, it really be like a powwow for the ladies. That's what a lot of this therapy, because just like nurses, right? You had an influx of women, healthcare workers that went to go be nurses simply because it made a lot of money, or it was money. So you got a bunch of people in healthcare that just went just go do it. They don't give a fuck about hospitality. They don't care about making people's lives better. And then it shows in the way they treat patients, right? The same thing can be said about therapy. It got trendy, just like the tech shit, right? Life in the tech girly. You ain't see them videos no more. They done laid all them off. But the therapists, you got a bunch of chicks that go and they just want to become therapists because that's the trendy thing to do. They don't give a damn about. Then they reassure, a lot of bad behavior in these girls. And then they place a lot of blame on the men. It just turns into a powwow between girls and a man bashing session. So I don't know. That's just my thought on it. But I haven't. If I was to go to therapy, the only thing I would probably go for is to unpack, what happened with my mother. However, as far as when it came with how that impacted me with women, I identified that internally a long time, like early in life. So I was able to effectively deal with that problem. I didn't let what my mother did impact, how, in a negative way, how I trusted women. However, I identified it, so I didn't let it get in my way. But I just think it boils down to people gotta be self-aware, and you gotta put the work in, man. Like internally, you gotta be real with yourself. And a lot of people aren't real with themselves because it's hard to be real with yourself. It's hard to be considerate for other people about the shit that you do. Like I said, I don't think people change. You just have to be aware and be considerate. Because I'm naturally an asshole. And my wife knows that. But number one, she gives me the grace. She gives me grace, right? Because that it takes grace from the person you with, and it takes consideration on the end of the person that's with you, right? So I can be a butthole at times, right? She knows that. Again, it goes back to the 80% that's good, the 20% that's bad. But she knows that. However, and I could get a little reckless with my mouth at times. Not like cuss you out, call you a B or nothing like, but just
a little.
But be a smart ass, right? And she knows this, right? However, she gives me the grace to catch myself. Now she checked me on it and be like, who you talking to? Like, you need to watch you getting a little mouthy. And she used, like, when we first, she used to be like getting her feelings about it. But I told her, like, if I do it, just tell me to stop. I'll get quiet. I'll go play the game for a little bit. We come back and we can talk about it. I apologize. I had to become better at apologizing, because of course I grew up with the type of parents that never apologize for nothing. They would just be the type that after they fucked up, they'd be like, "You want some McDonald's?" So that's kind of how I was. But I had, number one, get better at verbally apologizing, letting her hear the words, "I'm sorry, I'm wrong," right? Then she had to give me grace to be able to, yeah, I might still slip up and be an asshole. Or I might slip up and say some smart shit, right? But so she gives me the grace to still slip up and occasionally do it. However, I then cannot take advantage of that. I have to be considerate of that grace and then turn in and acknowledge my fault and then act accordingly in fixing that. So, okay, I apologize. I didn't mean to say that. You know what I'm saying? Let me go cool off. Let me go, because her thing, like one of her issues was she didn't like, because I'm the type, I'd rather just go chill out for a little bit. We gonna still talk about it, but I'd rather go chill out, go get my space, because I know my mouth and I know I can say whatever at times. So I'll just go chill out somewhere, play the game, go outside, play some ball, go to the gym, and then I come back later. She was the type that, well, we gotta talk about this now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get this out now. I don't like to just sit on it, because I don't like to, but I'm like, so I had to give her grace and know that that's how she is. So, but she had to be considerate in knowing how I am. So I had to tell her, like, look, we ain't gonna talk about it right now, because unless you want me to say some slick ass shit to you and then you gonna get attitude, then you gotta let me go. I'm gonna go chill. But I had to communicate that. We had to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it boiled down to, man. Grace and consideration, bro. Grace and consideration. Ree, did you speak yet? Who is Ree? Oh, Renata. Yeah, she been talking this whole time.
No,
That's
no,
me.
right. I had to do that because in my marriage, we used to go for the jugular. Like when I say we, like you always say, Benny, you go to hell and all that. We would go to hell and beyond. And we had to learn that that's not how. That did nothing but made it worse. And we would go days without speaking to one another in a household. And our kids would be looking like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, but it comes with the fact of learning how, because he's the type, he won't say nothing, because we both come from a family that don't really talk about our issues. We just, whatever, and keep it moving. So that's something that we both had to learn together, that if it's a problem, we need to talk about it, because if not, it's just going to sit there. It's still going to be there. Even if we sit there and put a blanket over there, the mess is still there.
Right.
So that was something that we both had to learn with each other, because I ain't gonna lie. Remember I told you, us as women, we go for the jugular, and you know what the jugular was. And I always just go for that jugular, even though that's my husband.
It be like that sometimes.
But the thing is, that is change. Because you wouldn't have done that when you was younger, but now you're doing it as you're older. That is a change. Now haven't changed the core of who you are. You just changed you just changed your habits. And that's what a lot of people don't get. When some people you ask them, like, can we do something different? Can we change that? I'm not changing who I am. And it's like, we're not asking you to change the core, just habits. Those habits weren't healthy anymore. Maybe we need to just do something different, or learn how to give each other space, or learn how to, like you said, consider each other. But some people have never even learned how to consider each other. They just kind of been on their own, thinking about themselves and taking care of themselves sometimes in families and in relationships. Some families are like, they live in the same household, but it's like every man for themselves. And that's how they deal in life. So like they could be your friend, but they a friend that might steal from you. And you'd be like, dude, you could have just asked. But they don't, but that's been their mentality. And some people have not been willing to change, because it's working for me. Isn't that what Cam Newton said? No, that's what Nick Cannon said. It's working for me. Why I got to do anything different? It's working for me.
I still gotta go watch. I need to go back and watch the whole. I haven't watched. I watched the Cam Newton full interview. I ain't watching it, Cam. I need to go watch that. Buddy responded to your video in the comments. Who? Who you talking about?
Don't tell me he talking about that lame dude that you got on.
That dusty dude. Oh Lord.
No, but you right, doctor. You right, doctor. That's something I had to do. We had to learn. Well, we had to learn for each other what was best for each other.
You cared about the other person. You cared enough about the other person that it wasn't just about you. You wanted something to work. Some people, I don't think some people know what it takes to have something to work. I've seen people like quit a job like immediately when something doesn't go their way. I'd be like, how are you surviving? I remember I used to, before I became a pharmacist, I was waiting tables and bartending at PF Chang's. I would wonder how people, like, they like ask you, okay, who wants to go home first? It's like an hour or so into the shift. The person that got there last is ready to go home first. I'm like, how are you surviving? Some people don't want to do things. They wanted people to take care of them, other things to happen, because they aren't ready to deal with life. And they're not going to consider anybody. They're just going to consider themselves. And more and more people I see are becoming more and more selfish. They're like, I just need to take care of me. Ain't nobody going to take care of me. They have that mindset.
Shit, we better make it work. We got all these kids. It's 5 of them.
So I just checked my iPad. Oh girl, she had message bills like, "I'm not going to be told to calm down, relax after you interrupted me. If you wanted to hear my point of view, you need to actually listen." Oh man.
But why does calm down make people so upset?
Well, because I could tell she one of them feminist super or whatever. And I wasn't telling her to calm down, because she was getting there, and I'm like, relax, like we just chopping it up. But then she, like I said, she threw out like I was a teenager and I was dating the guy who impregnated me was an older guy. So I was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to clear that up for the sake of the live, you know what I'm saying? Because if you had one of those situations, we need to clarify that, because this is TikTok, you know? So and she was just going and going. So I was like, I tried to stop her, because I'm like, you need to clarify, because she just said teenager and older guy. So I'm like, you can't just throw that out there and keep talking. I'm like, so what we talking about, like high school teenager, or we talking about you were just 18, 19 years old, like an adult in college? Like, but she was just going. I'm trying to stop her to clarify that. And I guess she just, I don't know. That girl got problems, man. But it ain't my place to figure that out. But she did respond. And that's why she left the live. But I think it was because she was reading the comments. And I'm like, look, you can't read the comments. If you come in here, stop reading the comments. I'm the person you're talking to. But I don't know.
He was 19 years old in 2 months. The guy she was supposedly dating is a...
Somebody break out the tiny violin. I'm sorry. As a woman, I'm saying it. Somebody break out the tiny violin, because it is nothing he said that was wrong technically. Because when you think about it, like he said, this is TikTok. If she would have went in depth and said something, I would have immediately had to, I'm sorry, Benny, I would have blocked her immediately, because we just got back on, Doc, and I ain't trying for us to go back on in trouble.
Hold on, who is this dude?
Guy Benny on your For You page. I follow him. Great content. But I don't fuck with this notion in this last video that, black people are the reason that like so many black
This the dude y'all talking about?
Ain't that the one you fired up on?
Nah, that ain't him. Nah, I don't know who this dude is. I mean, he followed me, which is weird.
I hate when smart people, like, there's still so many black people who love him. And because of that, we're at a festival.
I don't know. I don't know why people be following me and then feel the need to like talk shit and be funny. That's weird to me.
I thought he said you liked your content, but now he just got a problem with one thing. I mean, you're not going to always agree 100% with one person.
Well, I guess because I was saying when my Keith Lee video, when I'm like black people are tearing him down, I guess he was like and trying to insinuate that I'm stupid because he was like, I hate when smart people say stupid things. It's not just black people or something he said, but I'm like, I'll watch the whole thing later. But I mean, I don't really care what white people do. It shouldn't be a bunch of black people making all these videos talking shit about Keith Lee because that's who's doing it right now. Just saying.
And he's giving back to the community. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why people are upset at him. He's doing what he said he was doing, and now they want to be mad because it's not the places they want him to go. It's not about so much food reviews. It's now about helping small restaurants and places that need help. And he tells you what he's doing, but people just want to have a problem and have an issue with somebody because they're not doing what they want them to do, which is weird. It's like he's not, you're not emboldened to him. Like he doesn't owe you anything. He's just doing it because this is what he wanted to do, and y'all started liking it. He doesn't. I mean, come on. I'm confused as to why y'all are really upset. What are y'all really mad about?
Because he ain't doing what they want him to do.
Selfish. I'm trying to.
All of it can be tied to that, man. People from the relationships to the people we just walk around and we selfish, man. People are selfish. People are very selfish. And it just shows up, man. You got a lot of selfish people walking around dealing with other selfish people. And that's why we get the results we get, man. That's just why we get the results we get. To sit here and be disingenuous about black people being the ones tearing Keith Lee down, as if that's not what we do, as if you don't see black person after black person I have not seen a white person make a video talking about he needs to hire a cultural strategist. I could be wrong. But please, someone point me to the tag me in the video of the white person making that type of video. Look at how they was acting at the BET Awards. Don't know white people watch the BET Awards? That was black people. So it's like we have this thing in our community where like it gets to a point now where I think we've lost a lot of our, I guess you could say, good faith in our image. We fuck our own image up so bad to the point where we don't have no good faith anymore. Like we done used all our Aaron McGruder spoke on this. If y'all don't know, that's the creator of the Boondocks. Before he made the Boondocks, he was like a political cartoonist and would make, he was a political critic. And he spoke on it before. He did a whole speech on it about black people using up their moral good faith. Because it used to be a point where we had the good faith or what did he say? It was
I saw that. It was more like the leeway that they've kind of given us in our own pain. It's like, okay, now get it together.
Right.
We haven't gotten it together, and we've just taken advantage of it and keep doing the same things over and over and over again.
All while fucking showing our ass at this point. And to the point where people just don't give a fuck. Like, oh, you got struggle? I don't care. You got problems? I don't care. Like, nobody cares. You don't get the benefit. We don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. And we overcorrected for our grandparents and some people's parents. Some of y'all got some old ass parents. Plights and traumas. We've overcorrected to the point where, as a community, we don't even want to take accountability for shit no more. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you're exactly right. And then think about it. We got people, and we may not have more, but you got people that are in positions that could change the community, and we're relying on mainly is those in sports and those in entertainment, and they do nothing for us, but we want to look up to them. Somebody else just said that in the video. They were like, how come we have made people in sports and people in entertainment our representatives politically and in other spaces, and then we look up to them when they should be the ones kind of outcast, because it's not like they're the ones leading us to a great path. How about I say that?
I don't know. I asked the street dudes, because since, why don't we idolize the squares, as they like to call it? Because square means good, right? I don't know. Why don't we, prop up the squares in our community, street guys? I don't know.
Well, see, originally back in this was a long time ago. The street dudes, yes, they were terrorizing, but some of them would do a little bit more for their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now they're not. The street dudes would do a little bit more. Well, you should get a turkey out of them. A Thanksgiving dinner, you can keep your store on the corner protected somewhat, but they're not doing any of that anymore.
You don't get no bullets.
Exactly. Now you're terrorizing it. So at what point are you? To me, you're the lame at this moment. You've been the lame doing that.
I don't know. They told me that that's what they said now. But yeah, man, we just overcorrected at this point, to the point where we just don't take accountability for shit. Like I said the other day, you had black people getting mad at black people like myself for joining the military or joining the police force or whatever in order to provide themselves for opportunity out. And they was upset about that. And it's like, well, then on the same breath will complain about not having opportunities. And I'm like, nah, there's opportunities out there. Y'all just don't want to use them. You don't want to take them. So it's just easy to sit back and moan, cry, and complain about the white man or whatever, whoever, the man, the Uncle Sam, whoever. It's easy, like, it's easy to sit back and complain about it. Or go be a street dude.
Benny, I gotta go. My husband looking at me like, am I gonna get any attention?
I ain't gonna be on here much longer. I was gonna get off at 10:30 anyway. Go ahead and get that man some love, man.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too. I'm probably about to drop down too. I gotta finish work.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to come up.
Yes, man. So, but yeah, man, it's a lot of people are selfish, man. Appreciate that, Lisa. A lot of people selfish, man. As a community, there's no sense of community no more, especially amongst us. It's just, and it's, well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say there's no sense of community. Cause I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go back home, I see it. I think a lot of my generation, I think the millennials, I feel like we're the problem. Because I always say millennials, Right, Louisiana is different. I mean, I feel like the South as a whole is a little bit different. But I say millennials though, man, like we the issue, bro. And I say that because I always say like we childish, bro. We don't want to grow up. To our fault, or you know, whatever you want to place the blame in that. You know, we're some big ass kids, overgrown ass kids when it comes to this shit, man. Like I always say, like we suck at adulting. And a lot of us are still running around like we 19, 20 years old because we look young. We think that we gonna forever be young. And a lot of us don't want to accept the role of being the auntie, being the uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like I said the other day, you go back to when we was growing up, middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, and you look up and you saw your parents. You look up, you saw your aunts, your uncles, your big cousins. Can you honestly sit back with a straight face and say that we are as grown as they were when they were 30, 40 years old? Fuck no. I'm 31. I turned 32 in November. You can't honestly sit back like even with all that I've accomplished and what I've built so far in my short life. When I think back to how my mama, how my daddy, how my uncle, my grandparents, when I go back and think, or my friends' parents who I consider, you know, we call each other parents, mom, pops. When I think about how they operated and how they moved, even as an adult, because I used to think, well, that was because I was little. But now that I look back at from an adult perspective, I still don't feel as grown as what I saw them do and saw them operate. I just feel that I have more resources, I have more money, I have nicer things. But as far as how they moved, how they operated, how they had the things that they did and how they carried themselves, I don't feel like I'm that grown at all. And I got kids, I got the kids, I got the wife. I don't need, like, bro, I play my video games. Me and my wife, we sit down, we watching anime. I'm playing the game with my kids. We going, and I wear fucking anime t-shirts, figurine. Like, I just feel like a big ass kid. I really do. I mean, I could be overthinking it. It's just how I feel. But as a whole, I don't think, like, when I look across my peer group, I don't, like, people my age, I don't see a seriousness. I don't see a seriousness amongst my age bracket. I don't. I really don't. We still at the clubs trying to stand on top of the tables and shake ass. We make excuses for everything. And then as far as parenting and how we are with kids as a whole, we are terrible. We are I think millennials are a generation full of overcorrection. Like, we overcorrect way too much. From parenting to mental health to everything. Gen Z just fucked. I don't know what to y'all just fucked. I don't know what to tell y'all. Because the thing is, and the reason why I say millennials are a bunch of overcorrection is because we know better. We got taught right. We got raised correct, if that's how you want. Like, we know the right things to do. Like, we saw it. Gen Z, y'all didn't see that shit. Like, even how, like, the trend going around right now where people are like, you know, back when they, the old days in the club, when they used to dance in the club, and all the Gen Z kids like, man, I wish we had what millennials had in the club. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we had the perfect balance of technology in the old days. Like, we felt that. That's why when you start looking at them old pictures, like you can I can look at a picture. I can look at an old picture when I was a kid, and I can smell the picture. I can look at a picture from when I was in high school or when I was my early teens and 20s going to the club at the peak of Migos and Future, Beat King and all that, bro. And I can smell the picture. I can feel the picture. I know exactly, like, I can feel the heat in the club when I was sweating. I can smell the badussi in the air. Like that, you know what I'm saying? And so as millennials, like, we grew up, we know better, but we overcorrect, bro, because of the trendiness of social media, and everybody got childhood trauma, and everybody is a victim, and it's my parents, and we're no contact and breaking generational characters, man, all that shit. Like, that's what it is. We just unserious, bro. But boy, when Gen Z, all y'all got anxiety and taking fucking Adderall and fucking uppers and downers and shit. Yeah, I feel bad for y'all. I don't know what to tell you, but man, boy, I remember when Jeezy dropped that Thug that 103. And he dropped Super Freak. Oh my God. But I remember when Plies had first dropped fucking the Beckett song, boy. What was the name of that album when he had the ski mask on? But that album was tough as hell, boy. But I remember going through that Piff and my mixtape and live mixtape and sorting through and, you know, trying to be the dude that was getting the fresh new mixtapes and the Wiz, when everybody run around with the yellow patch in their hair, high tops, curly high tops with a blonde patch in it, because we all thought we was Wiz Khalifa and Tiger. But them Black Thoughts mixtapes, Tyzilla, boy, man, I said, bro, these, woo, boy. Like, boy, boy, I remember the whole beef between Kanye when he dropped 808s and Heartbreaks, and Wayne dropped Carter 3, and they was like, that was like the beef of the albums or whatever. But just the whole, boy, I remember there was a time, boy, when they do the little trend that you had to be there. The T-Pain run of the 2000s, because you had the T-Pain run it meshed perfectly with the Wayne run. It was almost simultaneously the T-Pain and the Wayne run. It was, boy, you had to be here. Appreciate that, Frankie. You had to be there for that, boy. That. Or when Kanye dropped My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I mean, I was there for graduation too. Graduation was my, ooh, boy. College dropout and graduation, boy. I was in middle school when college dropout. No. Yeah. I was in college, yeah. I was in middle school when both of them dropped. Late registration and college dropout. You had to be there, boy. When Good Life dropped, man. When Lil Jon dropped Crunk Juice, when he dropped Crunk Juice and What You Gonna Do was on the BET countdown for like damn near the whole year, #1. Shit. Man. I Deuce, bees out there. Bees out there. Yeah, man. Going to waking up on or getting off school on a Friday, and your mama was and daddy, they be like, we gonna go pick up a movie from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. Or even back a little bit further, what was it pop-up video? They used to come on the TV, pop-up video, but man said Redbox. Nah, boy, we go back farther than Redbox. But I do remember when Redbox first came out. Well, because it used to be because Netflix used to be in the mail, and then they had GameFly. GameFly was in the mail. GameFly, you can rent the games, and then Netflix, you can rent the movies. Pop-up video. He talking about, yeah, y'all old. Man, boy, going to like Target, Kmart, and like Best Buy, any of the electronic Radio Shack, going to them store, KB Toys, and they had the game set up. Man, then you get the game, or you ain't even, back then, you ain't even really care about the game. We used to like how now it don't even come with nothing in the case. You used to get that thick shit. These goddamn, I still got games over here. When games came with a whole manual and used to be in the car, or you be on the car reading the manual, it had stories, used to have pictures and shit like that. Look at that whole bios and stuff. Y'all probably the Gen Z probably ain't seen this game, whole Ultimate Destruction. But I mean, when this game dropped, boy, that was the hardest shit ever. But then you said that we didn't have cell phone, so you had to take a dookie. We used to take the game manuals in the bathroom and you just be sitting there reading the back of a air freshener can or something while you taking a dookie. Jet magazine. Boy, my friend mama used to keep some Jet magazines, boy. Used to keep them Jet magazines. And Sports Illustrated. Get the East Bay books. But I said, man, as millennials, bro, we know better, man. They don't even play. Boy, used to go to this, but I seen my son at the 8th grade dance, and they was all just sitting there on their phones. It was so weird. Then they was doing TikTok dances and shit. Everybody doing TikTok dances. And I'm like, y'all lame. Like, bro, they don't even slow dance no more. Boy, it was, when you start getting to the end of the homecoming or the Sadie Hawkins, and they done played all the song, we over there, we done been stanky legging and jigging and boogieing and shit. I'm Shreveport, so we used to, boogie and South Dallas swagging and shit like that. And then but then when all that was done, they start playing that Casey and JoJo. They start playing that Drew Hill. And you gotta look out there. You gotta find your little crush. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grab her. We gonna slow dance. They was playing R. Kelly at school dance. That's crazy. Then the shit, but they even used to play slow jams at the club. That last like 30 minutes. Used to play slow jams in the club, bro. Be freak dancing and shit. I said, boy, but you can't even dance. Like the last time I went out, when my sisters came for the summer or earlier the summer for Father's Day or whatever, all my sisters came out. We all went out. We took them out, went to this little spot out there in Virginia Beach. And, we was up for the most part. We was all us millennials, we dancing, we having a good time. And when I say that was a rarity, because normally DJs out here stink. Like up north DJs stink. They don't be playing shit. And then they always, if they do start playing some decent shit, they always fuck it up by starting to play goddamn reggae music. I don't want to hear that shit. Play the ratchet shit. But he was, when I say that DJ was rolling, I'm talking about he playing Soulja Boy. He played like early mixtape Gucci, mixtape Jeezy. He playing Dog. He playing early Boosie. He played Webby. He played Roscoe Dash. He played Travis Porter. I said, oh, this nigga rolling. And so we dancing, you know what I'm saying, having a good old time. And it's like you can't even dance without somebody trying to pull their phone out and record you. And I'm like, that make you not even want to dance. Because I don't want to be on your page, bruh. We trying to have fun. As soon as you start, everybody want to come start recording. Like, get this. I want to smack the shit out of everybody's phone. Like, get out. So I just go back and I sit down. And we just was in our little corner dancing. You can't even get into the... It's just weird, bro. Like, can't nobody live in the moment, bro. Like, people don't even see half the shit I do. I be having to get better. That's why I don't really have all the pictures of when I was in the military. Other people got more pictures of me than I took pictures. Because I be living in the moment, bro. I do so much. I done been so many places and seen so much shit. Like, I'll go to a whole a game or football game or something and go do something, and I won't take one picture because I'm just busy just enjoying it. I'll take a couple pictures, let you know we was here, but other than that, I don't be taking no pictures like that, or if I do, it's for family, you know what I'm saying? Just to remember that I'm here. I don't know, man. It's just strange, man. Strange times, man. And it's crazy because now I sound like the old head. Like, it's like people be like nowadays, like they be trying to take pictures just to post it. Just to let somebody know they was, instead of, cause like we had our little digital cameras back then and our little Kodak cameras back then, disposable cameras back then. We would take pictures and record, but it was like recording so that we could remember what we was doing. Now people record and take pictures in order to post it on these apps to impress people. Like, we used to record in the club and take pictures in the club so we could remember that shit and be like, yo, dog, remember that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For memories. Like, now it's like people literally they'll go to restaurants, they'll go to concerts, they'll go to games, they'll go to events just to take pictures and record, just to post it on the app to strangers that don't nobody give a fuck about. That's the difference. Like, Gen Z don't even know what Instagram used to be, what Twitter used to be. Like, before, you didn't even have a DM on Instagram. Right, Senora. You got people that just go, oh, I'm gonna go ride to Atlanta. I'm gonna go to DC. Bro, when I go to DC, I barely take pictures. I be all over that motherfucker. I barely take pictures. I barely take pictures, man. But it's just weird times, man. We the old heads now, bro. We the old heads. I mean, that's kind of why I keep, I keep all this old stuff. I try to hold on to that shit. But yeah, man, I'm about to get off this thing. I need to go find me a little something to eat. I know it's late. I fed everybody but myself. I was hopping on live so I could talk to that girl, and then shit, I wasted my motherfucking time. I should have just went to get me something to eat, goddammit. Wasting my motherfucking time. See, for the people, last thing, for the people that be acting like I don't got no sense and I just hate people that, the late, bro, I felt like I was fair. I felt like I was fair to her. But let her tell it. And I'm gonna go back and watch this so I can see if I was tripping. I'm gonna go back and watch that interaction with her to see if I was tripping or not. But I couldn't have been tripping because she felt the need to even message me after. And this is a weird interaction. I could just tell what type of chick she is. But again, she's mixed, so that's that other 50% of her that was acting like that. I get it. She got a white mom, so that's the Karen in her. That was the Karen in her. She couldn't help it. It's in her DNA. There's that other 50%. I said, it's just crazy because she fine now. Shawty fine. As I say, there's no reason for a woman that look like her to get the results she's getting in dating unless it's her mentality. And clearly, by y'all heard her talking, it's her mentality, which is why she get the results she get. Yes, her mother is Caucasian. Her father is an African American, and he wasn't shit. And that's the start of all her trauma. Go look at her page. She tells the story. I have some. I don't know, man, but I'm about to get out this thing, man. I'm gonna go rewatch this live to see if I was tripping with old girl, but I might not be on tomorrow because I gotta go. Excuse me, I gotta go celebrate my wife. She just finished up her master's, so I'm gonna be taking her out tomorrow to celebrate that. Go take her to a little nice dinner. Let her order her a little steak or something. Might eat some coochie. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all later, man. Appreciate everybody stopping through. Great live as always. Y'all be safe for this holiday. Don't get in no trouble. Don't get no tickets. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be up, man. I'm proud to see y'all Sunday, not tomorrow. So yeah, y'all stay up.